Here we are. Let's see if it's gonna work.
That's a good song.
What's going on? We're live.
Hello.
Did you tweet it out or anything?
No. Should I?
It's whatever you want.
How they taste?
I'm gonna get some utensils and plates for us.
Get some utensils.
Does everyone just want like a fork and we can eat it off the plate?
Sounds great
There's
to me.
like no women here. We can just do whatever we
Sounds
want.
good to me.
Twitch.org. Test. We need a cooler light. What would be the good light? I think the best light would actually
You
be
have to
over
back
here.
up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna get all of us in the shot.
Oh, thank you, sir. Eating weenie, smoking dogs.
Eating weenies, smoking dogs. Thank you.
Oh, is there something else?
Is that a dirty one?
Might be a dirty one.
I got it out of the clean thing.
Is it?
Baldy, can you hear us
I'll
pretty
just
well?
take that one. I don't care.
Thank you.
Oh, you good?
I'm like that at home. Freak out on silver.
So dumb and shit.
Oh my. Thank you much.
Cheers.
I thought you were doing that with a dog.
Lighting up my hot dog.
Yeah, you might mix them up.
Oh, thank you, these are good.
Oh yeah, of course.
The boys talk under the moonlight. That's the name of the stream. The boys talk under the moonlight.
The mesquite and cherry wood chips together gives it that rich, smoky flavor.
It's delicious.
Did you smoke your cigar yet?
Smoking.
Oh, cool.
Just smoking.
We're gonna get baby in here somehow.
Can you see me?
Wow, the lag is serious.
Well,
There, I just sat
this
down.
is how they're saying it.
Oh, got it. Okay. I could scoot down next to you, perhaps.
Let's see. I could move it back. If we move the dogs, I could move this back. The dogs will be here.
Lovely.
Make sure everybody can see the dogs.
We need to see the dogs.
Benjamin could possibly go here. Let's see.
To get real close, real friendly here.
Thought you had it, and then you moved it.
Whoops.
Hello.
Here, look. Here, he moves it again.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. It's good.
I know. Just
Good.
kidding.
Hello.
Making fun of 5 seconds ago, you.
It's easy to make fun of the past. Hindsight's 20/20.
Have you heard of the high elves?
Somebody say that?
That's original. I never heard that one. I wonder if they can hear it. Can you guys hear the bad karaoke from a couple houses over?
The really good karaoke.
I'm sorry, really good karaoke. It's tremendous.
What are you guys up to tonight?
How many people we got in
Ooh,
here?
yeah.
I don't know. How many people do we have? I can't see. Frozen.
7,381.
How many?
11.
Oh, wow.
11.
Let's get down on these Vinas. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, mine's really good.
You like it?
Max just made these dogs.
Oh, wow. Are you smoking while eating a...
Yeah.
That's badass.
It's badass.
Which one's which? I don't know.
Made a post on my Instagram about you earlier. What was it?
About me, I think. Or about... Not me. About us.
We're living quite decadently over here while
But you
there's
sent it to me.
a lot of
Hey, it's
people are
King.
suffering.
What's up, Keg? I'm not going to give away any kind of bucks on my stream.
Books?
Bucks? V-Bucks.
Let's go
The hell
private.
is a V-Buck?
I don't know what a V-Buck is. Yeah, we need to go private for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you tell them about your OnlyFans yet, or are you still kind of shy about that?
I'm still shutting up the OnlyFans.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give anyone the link yet.
What's going to go on there?
Ben recommended Josh,
Yeah.
who is actually a man. It's not a wine. It's a guy he thought we could hang out with.
Oh, he's a nice dude.
So thanks for that recommendation,
Yeah.
Ben. For
Yeah, I think you'll be a big fan.
So far, he's been pretty nice.
Yeah, pretty smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah. 27, blonde hair, blue eyes, loves long walks on the beach. But yeah, no, really, Josh wine, delicious. Cabernet Sauvignon. Tasty
That's
stuff.
the one. Motherfucker. Trying to get out of the
If then
thing,
they can get it open, we'll tell you how it tastes.
That's a good sign.
Did you break the cork? Yeah, I broke the cork.
Aw.
It's a good sign. Oh, man. Oh, I thought about getting the yellowtail, but I thought I would change it up.
You'll be quite impressed. Worst case, you can always get a knife, drop it into the water. You know.
Come on. There we go.
Got it. Second tries the charm with wine.
MacGyver.
Jesus Christ. MacGyver. Oh, man.
Whatever your kids want.
I had something weird yesterday. I forget what it was called. It was recommended to me by the guy at Twiddle Wine. It wasn't very good. It had an elephant on it.
Oh.
That's all I remember.
He's like, we got to get rid of these. We got to move these bottles.
Yeah. I don't know if they have like the flash photo of the guy who works there. It's like his Jeff's favorite.
Yeah.
It's
like him in a dark, grungy
Yeah.
basement.
I can't see because of this cup. I can't see people's comments.
This is very good. Really smooth. Wow.
What kind
It's
of?
like drinking water. You know?
It's like, no, I can't. Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah.
It's quite tasty.
Oh man, that's good. Yeah.
Max looks sad. I was just looking down at my. Oh hey, I was actually just looking at your tweet.
Oh.
Kyla.
Kigla.
Kig. Yeah.
Hey. Sean the Spence. Did I say your name correct? I'm sorry. Had some dogs today too.
What happened?
The wine.
Right there. Sean the Spence.
Oh.
I had some dogs today.
Oh, nice.
myself. Nice, man.
It's 4:30 a.m. What the fuck am I doing? LMAO.
Making good choices.
Yeah, indeed. Cold in July, similar to Wind River and Hell or High
Oh,
Water.
Cold in July was really good. That was the one with Michael C. Hall, right? And Don Johnson, correct? Good movie. Really good. Almost I dare say, a mild No Country for Old Men vibe in some parts.
Yeah, he compared it to Hell or High Water, which of course is amazing.
Great.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Hell or High Water is fantastic.
Cold in July was pretty cool. I liked it.
Is it on Netflix?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Did you
Max,
see Wind
do you
River?
still edit all the videos? I don't know. Emmett edits the Morrowind videos. We've been sharing editing duties when it comes to like Oblivion and Skyrim, and Emmett's been editing all the Morrowind one. He's totally taken the reins.
Baby Bob.
Goochbot followed. Thank you, Goochbot. I don't have alerts set up on OBS yet. I just downloaded OBS like 5 minutes before we stream. But
Big doinks and
appreciate
Amish.
you. Big doinks and homage.
Remember that guy?
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Oh, you're an Amish.
I hope he's doing okay.
No, he passed away.
Oh,
You didn't know
oh
that?
my God.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
I hope he's doing okay in heaven.
It's messed up, dude.
It's messed up, dude. I just didn't know he
Constantly
died.
nervous. Constantly nervous that you finna eat the cigar. Yeah, because it's like we got the hot dogs here
I'm not gonna eat the cigar.
and the cigar right there. You're gonna eat the cigar.
I'll have the cigar in here, and then I'll get it with my
Ooh.
fork.
Yeah.
It'll be very Kramer.
I like just eating a medieval. Just go for it. It's pretty good. This one's a Liga Privada.
Oh, thank you for the garden compliment.
T52.
CD
Oh.
CD thought. I'm really
T52.
excited about it. I've got 6 corn plants. I'm excited. I want to make like a whole corn field that Emmett and I can run from something in some Lefebvre sketch. You know,
Oh,
like a
that'd be fun.
little horror thing would be fun.
Or we can just be frolicking.
We could be
Happily,
frolicking.
yeah.
Children
But
of
the
the
corn,
Corn.
I think the corn is like, you know,
Yeah.
signs and
Okay,
children
yeah.
of the corn.
Is it gonna be that tall though?
I hope so. That's like maybe
There's
that's
just
like
gonna be like 6 corn stalks. We like run through them.
maybe that's like movie corn.
We get lost in it somehow.
Yeah. We got. If any of you guys know where we could get some movie corn, we need it for Lefebvre's.
Participant lad followed. Thank you.
Zucchinis hella moist, hopefully.
Thank you, Pant Lad. Let's pour one out for Pant Lad.
Love Pant Lad. Big advocate.
See, this is almost better than having the alerts because I have to like pay attention.
How many
more.
people are on here right now? Oh,
I don't know.
190,000. Nice. That's Max's joke. Can't take it.
17.
Nah,
Getting better.
pretty good.
31. 31. Wait, Baldy, which one is it? 17 or 31? Did it just jump?
It looks familiar.
Hey, be easy on Baldy.
Baldy's a good man. Drew Kanga? Oh, the dude.
The dude.
The dude. I don't know that the emojis on here are weird.
Howdy, y'all. Sending a good vibe. Stay safe, boys. Yes, indeed, we will.
Yeah, howdy.
Everyone, link redeemed highlighted message 100. Kig says Emmett. Thank you, Kig. Hello, Kig.
Oh, yeah. How are you guys passing the time in your quarantine?
Can we change the category to just chatting? So Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2 is the
That's my
category?
Hell
Yeah.
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 Someone would fuck the bald guy. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I would fuck
I would fuck the bald guy.
Nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
It is just chatting. Oh, okay. Maybe I just haven't refreshed it soon enough. Thank you, Baldy. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have doubted you.
Never doubt the baldy.
Playing Doom Eternal. Is that the new one? I heard that's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw the guy on Rogan.
Yeah?
One of the creators of the game.
It's funny.
Looked pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's a very Christian game. The hero that you play as is like a virgin and you just kill demons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's like canonically a virgin. It's really weird.
Based. So many questions for Max.
He recites Bible verses and then fucks shit
a
up.
variety of things. Oh wow, this is a big thing. History, literature, blah blah, music. What's your philosophy of interest? All those Emmett just burps and farts. His interests are irrelevant. Damn.
Wow.
That is a harsh.
Yeah, he also poops. Come on.
Thank you. I do poop from time to time. I'm gonna poop after this meal.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm very distractible, which is why I have a lot of different interests and I never follow them through to mastery. It's actually not the best position to be in.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, master of nada.
Master of
But
making.
thank you. Yeah, I have a lot. I'm very distractible. Now I was blacksmithing and now I'm gardening.
That's
you
cool.
know, but that's just because I can't blacksmith anymore because the classes closed down. I can't do that online. So
Did you show him Didn't you make one of those
Jules?
forks? You made one? Blacksmith?
Yeah. I think I posted that to the Anarchist Sagas
That was
video. I
pretty cool.
posted some. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, love you, Emmett. Just nice. Yeah, we know. We love you too.
Jules, subscribe. Thank you, Jules.
We're all good. We're all friends here.
Babies.
Hashtag Jules.
Hey, this channel is called Emmett LaFave. Please be respectful.
We got Josh on the menu tonight for wine.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Joseph Carr, a vintage 2016.
I may make myself some tea and come back here,
Mm.
so I have something to drink.
Tremendous.
We're gonna down all these hot dogs in no time.
You know, I could probably do one more.
Hot dog?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I like 5.
Crazy about that.
couple for the yo-yo.
Never.
yeah.
Some good trip.
All these dudes in love with 3 dudes eating dogs and smoking. Tudak, thank you, dog.
Thanks, man.
Speaking of dogs.
And if you guys are interested, Emmett and I have a separate channel called Unfazed Review on YouTube, and we post some stupid stuff now and then on there if you guys want to check it out. Unfazed Review, we would appreciate the subscription.
We do. We have some pretty good skits on there.
Hoping to do some more, especially with all this quarantine downtime.
Yeah.
So,
We went on a hike today.
yeah, we did.
Productive.
We hiked all the way to the top of a mountain.
It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Unfazed Review is where I go to come. It's that good, guys.
It's pretty great. OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
We're going to go private at midnight.
Too many OnlyFans jokes.
Yeah.
You know OnlyFans jokes blew up only because so many people are actually subscribed to OnlyFans, though.
Yeah.
So, you can't make too much fun, because we're all guilty of it.
Yeah, true.
I had one for like a day, and then I was like, I'm wasting money.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
It is amazing how many girls make those.
I know.
They just kind of shake their ass and like. I mean, I'm not complaining. I subscribe.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's kind of funny though. It's like once the ass goes away,
But there's only titties.
then it's just PBS.
Yeah.
It's just PBS. Yeah.
It's true. Fenny!
Oh my god.
Not going out. Stolen goods now forfeit. I know. I don't know. We've been really good. I have like a... if you guys remember, I had like a peanut allergy attack over the summer.
Dear God.
And I went to the hospital. I'm fine. Totally fine. But I got like this big jug of like dry soap out of it. So it's like you can wash your hands without water.
Oh.
And I had that in my car. That's that was that we were using.
Wait, how?
It's not-
Just from the hospital you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They used it because I was like too incapable to like go to the sink and shit. So they just, like,
you all
had me.
fucked up.
Yeah. So so I just have this dry soap thing in like the car, and I use it constantly whenever I go out. So it's all good.
Good shit.
41 views. We're getting those views.
Oh, thank
Racking
you.
them up.
Just subscribe. Check it out. Thank you so much.
Why are you so hot, Emmett? Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, it's Alejo. Alejo, what's up, man?
Love Alejo.
Max is gone again. He's just getting some tea.
He's making some tea to soothe his vocal cords.
That's right. He's getting ready to sing for you guys. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Max is going to sing for you guys.
He's going to do 3 covers for you tonight. He's going to do Eddie Money. He's going to do a Prince song. And he's also going to do a Pavarotti tune. But he's going to hum most of it. So hold him accountable when he gets back.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Hold him accountable when he gets back. It's fantastic.
This is a good cigar. You know, it's crazy. We went to 3 different places trying to get cigars before we came over here. And first place was closed. Second place just had like bongs and stuff. And third place, Fox Cigar in Scottsdale. Amazing. You walk into the humidor, everything was open. They were selling big bottles of booze.
Yeah. Yeah, they were selling them by the bottle. Since they couldn't have the bar open anymore, they were just
great.
selling their bottles of like whiskey and shit.
Very libertarian.
It was great. Very libertarian.
It was nice. It was like Vice
It
City.
was like a GTA store. Just
Yeah,
cigars.
like
and
you literally
bottles
walk in and the dude's like, I'm happy to be in business.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you boys want? We go into the humidor.
Oh,
all these cigars. And then just like bottles of Buffalo Trace whiskey and fucking Tito's vodka. And he's like, take your pick.
Yeah, that's great.
Whatever you want.
And then you go next door to the gun store and you can just get like an armored vest and
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
fuck a couple hookers and steal a car. Just a regular
Hashtag coronavirus.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope Tom Hanks is doing okay.
Tom Hanks is he got over it, right? Like he's good now.
The Tom Hanks
That's what I heard.
disease.
The Tom Hanks disease.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, Norm Macdonald has been posting some funny stuff in the midst of the coronavirus. He's doing like a coronavirus podcast,
Yeah.
and the last one I watched, he called up like Chevy Chase, was talking on the phone, and you can just look it up on Norm Macdonald's
Wait, is he, and he's like
YouTube channel.
predetermined calls, or is he just like
He just calls them up, and
just?
as far as I can tell, he doesn't give them any heads up that he's recording,
That's hilarious.
and so it's just like an impromptu call.
That's kind of funny.
And he calls Adam
Do they
Egate.
get pissed? I feel like Chevy Chase would get pissed.
No, Chevy was.
Really?
I guess they've been
Okay,
friends
cool.
for a long
Oh, okay,
time.
cool.
But look it up on Norm Macdonald's YouTube channel. Pretty funny stuff. And also shout out to Mark Normand, stand-up comedian Mark Normand. He has a fucking hilarious coronavirus video he just posted.
Oh,
And
very good.
honestly, laughter's the best medicine. You know,
Oh, yeah.
in these trying times.
Oh, I'm gonna eat too many of these hot dogs.
I'm done.
So good.
Very tasty.
All right, I'm done. I'm gonna push them away from me.
You guys have any TV show recommendations for binge watching during the epidemic?
Thank you, Kig.
I just started season 5 of Better Call Saul. Loving it.
Thank you, Freddie.
Loving it.
Sex in the City. What do you think about Sex in the City?
Ooh, I like sex. I like the city.
I don't know if I like them with who's the main actress?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, she rubs me the wrong way. I've seen her in too many commercials with lotions and shit.
Ooh, yeah.
She was a lot of those. For like
Yeah.
a year, she was constantly
Yeah.
Jergens.
You know, that's Matthew Broderick's wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ozarks. That's pretty good, right? You watched that for a while.
Ozark, yeah. I gotta finish the end of season 2. I'm kind of behind. But Ozark, Jason Bateman's a genius. What a great show, man. Barry's good. I started watching Barry. Barry's funny. I agree. Good cast.
What's Barry about?
That's one where he's like a hitman that wants to become an actor. And it has, what's his name? From Saturday Night Live. I can't remember his name, I'm sorry. And Henry Winkler is in there. It was good. Good show. I mean, for what I saw, I only started season 1.
Someone said my Morrowind Let's Play. Thank you so much, dude.
Nice, dude.
No, just like if you guys haven't been following the Twitter, all that stuff's kind of on hold now because my 360 stopped working the other day.
Oh, fuck.
I know, and all the stuff I was playing was on there. So
Damn.
I've tried every way to get the data off of that, but I think I just have to get a new 360. So
Remember the first video game you ever played?
wow, the first one I ever played would probably be the first one I actually got into was probably Street Fighter 2.
Oh, sure. Good
Yeah,
one. Yeah. What console did you have when you were a kid?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Nice. I was a Sega kid. Still am in many ways.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I think the first game I remember playing was a Zelda game, and we had a
Mm.
Nintendo also.
Okay.
And then got the Sega, and then I remember Sonic being the first, like,
Yeah, for sure.
one that
Yeah, Sonic was
really
Sonic is
resonated, yeah. I haven't seen the new movie, though.
following that Morrowind series religiously. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. What can we expect on the OnlyFans LaFave Bros?
A lot of nudity.
A lot of lusty Argonian maid. A lot of Hoxenbergles.
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
It's like the grunt noises that make ha.
Ah,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know what that
I'm sorry.
is. No, it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
My 360 finally died. I know, R.I.P. It's very sad. When's the next Unfazed podcast?
Oh shit. Yeah,
That's a
make
good
sure you
question.
so I was just saying, make sure you guys subscribe to Unfazed Review on YouTube. And actually, Emmett and I are gonna record one later tonight, and we'll post it. And at the latest, it'll be up Monday. So thank you for asking.
Man, I remember you and Max sharing earphones back in the day. Yeah. That's how it all began. Max, I loved your Amber Skull Let's Play.
Oh shit.
Oh, thank you. That was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
I should do another little horror Let's Play. I like those. They're kind of cozy, and with everybody inside now, working from home or whatever, it'd be nice to make some more tea, do another little, 10-minute apiece indie horror sort of playthrough on an Arkham Sagas there.
Hibiscus? Or green?
It's a peach tea.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hibiscus tea is great, though. I want to grow my tea collection.
Oh, that'd be great.
What are we going to play apart from Elder Scrolls? I really want to do an Alien Isolation Let's Play.
Dude,
Really bad.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you do
Alien
that.
Isolation.
I would love to see you do that with
That's
the lights
such a
off.
good game.
Just a light on it. Yeah. I remember the first time you showed me that game. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of like you jump."
It's frightening, yeah.
It's scary. You really feel like you're in there with
Yeah.
it's
good.
something with the atmosphere. It makes it feel so imminent. The alien's presence.
They did such a good job recreating the feel of the original movie, too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
good.
they did.
Yeah, the sound design is, like, insane.
You guys remember from Aliens and from the first Terminator, Michael Biehn? And he was also in Tombstone. Michael Biehn.
Was he the good android in Aliens?
I don't remember his character. I only saw Aliens like once or twice.
Yeah,
I watched
that's it.
the first Alien way more.
Yeah, me too.
But he was Reese in Terminator, Michael Biehn. But anyway, he's going to be in the next season of The Mandalorian, which I thought is cool because
That's fitting.
I didn't know he was still acting.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's
Me neither.
amazing. Like he's like a sci-fi icon.
Yeah.
So him coming back into the fold is pretty cool.
He kind of fits perfectly into that.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Mold.
Michael Biehn, Biehn, I think. Biehn.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver was kind of hot in that first one.
Oh, yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was cute.
In a way, there was something.
How
kinda-
old was she in the first Alien?
She was young.
Was she like
old enough.
our age or
Old
younger,
enough.
younger than us?
I would say, if I had to guess, I don't know, man. I would say probably like 28, maybe.
Yeah.
Like our age, like my age?
Yeah. Look her up. Let's see. We could do the math. We look up how old she is now. Because Alien was 79.
Yeah.
I think? Yeah. Which is really interesting because you look at it, it holds up. You
It
know?
does,
I mean,
yeah.
some of the computers and stuff, like, okay, yeah, they were working with the technology that they had. But visually, I mean, you watch it, it's like...
She was 30. Okay, yeah.
She was 30. I thought she was...
Oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
thought she's younger than that.
She was smoking.
That's a big.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like moths?
I hate moths. There's like
I kind of
huge
like moths, especially when they fly right into
That's
Emmett's
Oh, it's
face.
disgusting.
Oh, it's a big boy. Yeah,
It's a
holy
fat moth.
I hate it.
Wow.
Oh, I hate it.
shit. Wow, it's a big moth. Damn.
Would you take a look at that
I
thorax? on that
hate
thing?
how like
It's like a
I
hummingbird.
hate how
Whoa.
I hate how like sporadic it is. You just never know what it's gonna do.
I kind of want to catch it.
Oh my god, I hate it.
I don't know.
And then try to catch it in your mouth.
Think of how it would feel in your hand, like fluttering around in your hand.
just catch it in your mouth. You won't be afraid anymore.
Disgusting.
Crunch like Fear Factor.
I hate it. You probably contract something from it.
Hopefully.
Coronavirus. That's where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's coming from moths.
Couldn't possibly
God.
be that bat smoothie we had earlier.
Yeah,
Oh, it just fell. Oh god.
I had to
Okay.
return that pangolin meat.
What is he
Made me lose
doing?
my appetite.
See, what's his goal? They like lights, but they just don't know what to do.
They
with
think
it.
it's daylight.
They
That's
don't-
disgusting.
I don't know.
Man, Emmett.
We need to get it away. I
It's
hate
fine.
it's
It's
hate-
not that big a
I hate
deal.
moths
It's
too.
a moth. It's a moth.
It's gonna get out of control.
In,
and, like,
in
fly in
Emmett's
my face.
defense, it is oddly large, like it grew up near a nuclear power plant. It's a
I
big
think it's
monkey.
getting bigger.
It's disgusting.
It's getting aroused.
I hate it.
Maybe it is aroused from the light. In a way, it's aroused because it can't.
God, it's getting close. Okay, let's go away. Oh, now it's coming back. Jesus Christ.
Wow, it's like a hummingbird. It's
Yeah, it is like a hummingbird.
This is the best stream ever.
Yeah.
equally terrifying.
You guys are
Hummingbirds.
hearing us describe this large moth.
You should take a picture of it.
Hummingbirds are cute. This is just gross.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Oh, I hate it. Just
Did you see Uncut Gems, Ben?
Surprisingly, no, not yet.
I disagree.
yeah, that's a famous quote from the film.
Oh, I'd have to see it. I like the Safdie
Can you
brothers.
move it so they can see the moth next time it's up there?
All right, next time. Yeah.
You could probably flip it backwards and then just
Yeah.
have it
It's
open up.
really, it's nothing, you guys. It'll probably show up as nothing.
It would. Yeah, it would just be a blur on the screen.
It's basically a dragon.
It's basically a dragon. Oh man.
Safdie Brothers are so great.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems is like.
Is this on a phone? This is on a laptop.
This is on a laptop.
This is on a sort of legacy MacBook.
Yeah.
Legacy man.
This is on a 1992.
Danimal
PC.
Games. Subscribe. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Woo!
Pouring out for Danimals.
Pornhub. I like on Pornhub how it's like, stay at home. And then it's like a girl in a hazmat suit. Have you seen that?
No.
I've actually never looked at porn.
Oh, really? Now this is awkward. What about 3 times?
How is it hot? Is she like naked under the hazmat suit?
No, it's just funny.
Oh.
It's just funny. Like on the top, it's like, stay at home, jerk off.
I heard that aren't they trying to entice people to stay home by giving away like Pornhub Premium for free? And there's certain countries where it's like higher risk.
Yeah. I thought it was free already though. I don't know if it's associated with the coronavirus.
I thought that Pornhub was doing something to make it so that people would stay home.
I don't know.
Jules. Not appropriate for class.
Naked under this hazmat.
What's that emote?
I hear Radiohead from the neighbors.
Is that Radiohead?
Yeah.
They were playing. I made a tweet about it. One time I was swimming out there right before we surfaced it, and the whole time I was out there, I was doing laps, and those same people were playing Old Town Road on repeat.
Oh.
I was out there for like 15 minutes. They were just playing Old Town Road over and over.
As you're swimming back
It
and
was
forth
awful,
in like
yeah.
a small pool.
It's fucking annoying.
You stopped hearing it. Everyone stopped playing that song on the
Finally.
same day. Like
Yeah,
a few
yeah,
months
you're
ago.
right, you're right.
Isn't that weird that things kind of come in cycles? It's like 3-4 months. It's like that's all you hear.
Yeah.
And then
Well, Old Town Road was like extreme.
It was extreme.
Yeah.
that's a bad one.
I did teach it when I was teaching piano up here.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I like Lil Nas. He's great.
he's
But
a
yeah,
funny guy.
I don't
yeah.
want to. I don't want to hear that
I don't
song
want to hear that
again.
song again.
Oh yeah. Any music recommendations, guys?
Don't trip me out with my cigar.
Yeah.
Any music recommendations? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Anything new? Anything we should check out that doesn't suck?
It's not Old Town.
Swim till I can't no more.
Oh, that's a
Swim till I
It's a
can't
classic.
no more.
Yo, what's going down is a masterpiece. Baldy loves the video.
Oh.
Baldy, we love you.
That's the only video I've ever uploaded that has 0 dislikes. It's like 200 likes.
There was. I
And
gotta
like
show it to
thousands
Ben
of
now.
Coronavirus. Sorry.
I'll show it to you after the stream.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
How
let me
to, I don't know how to
explain.
explain it. You explain
When
it.
Emmett was young, he did like a rap and he put like synthesizer string chords behind it, and it was just him messing around like it was nothing. It was the
Yeah.
lyrics were like bizarre and didn't make sense. Yo, what's going down? I'm the coolest that there's ever been. You know,
Yeah,
like he
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
13, and he put like this backbeat and like these chords, and I uploaded it to my personal channel
with a
like
bunch of old pictures
a
of me.
slideshow of like old flash photos of Emmett when he
That's
was
funny.
like
who was singing?
Me,
Emmett
I
was
was
rapping.
You were rapping.
So
Oh.
it's Emmett like
Yeah, it was like 13-year-old me rapping.
He's like eating
Yeah.
tuna. He's like playing his
Fucking
PSP,
hilarious.
eating tuna out of like a big thing.
I
He's
love
like
it.
braces on and like.
I love it.
You
You had
could-
braces?
yes.
Yeah, you can drop links. Yeah, yeah, braces. Yeah.
Oh wow.
My
Good for
gums were very like malleable, so I only had them for like a year, and I was
Wow.
good to go. Yeah.
Now
Gums are very
Now
malleable.
you'll come
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well, I know some people have to have them for like 5 years and shit. I feel so
Yeah,
bad.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, but the downside of that is that if I don't have my retainer in for like a week or more, it's so excruciating. Like you put it in, it's like,
Oh, so you
like,
gotta
really,
keep it in pretty
yeah, yeah.
So
really.
retainers are kind of a permanent thing. Huh?
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
They're
shit.
supposed to be. I lost
Yeah.
mine like.
I lost my
years ago.
retainer. I don't know what happened. I was on the school bus and I just bam, it's gone.
Oh, you sound like Francis Boogie 2988.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what happened, guys.
I lost my retainer.
Lost my
Oh
retainer.
god.
Good shit.
Please link Limp Bizkit. All I remember is that it wasn't that Trex guy video where they're playing Limp Bizkit, or was it someone else?
I wouldn't Google it. Biscuit
Yeah,
like your
yeah.
dick. That's what it. Yeah.
I would Google Limp Bizkit.
You know, it's a lot of kind of butch lesbians dress like members of Limp Bizkit.
I don't remember what members of Limp Bizkit look like.
Well,
Yeah,
look at a
yeah.
butch lesbian. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great lesbians out there. I don't mind them at all, but I'm just saying the fashion.
That's right.
There's
Like,
there's
it's like
something
early
going on.
2000s. Like
Yeah, it's almost like I think what happened is maybe they were like, oh, this is how dudes dress, and a lot of the kind of more masculine lesbians started wearing the big cargo
you're talking about like
shorts.
bigger clothes and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. No disrespect to the Limp Bizkit or lesbian community.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, so it's one thing. You know, it's one thing.
Now you're a rock star by Smash Mouth.
The best 2020 advice so far: look at a butch lesbian.
Wash your hands.
Dungeon Synth. Who said Dungeon Synth? How do you know
Fenny.
about Dungeon Synth? That's pretty cool.
Fenny is the guy who plays a lot of tabletop RPGs, and he said he listens to your SoundCloud soundtracks.
Oh, awesome! Thank you, my man.
Max does make really like just
Max make good shit.
Thank you. I love more. Speaking of Dungeon Synth, I love Mortis.
yeah.
If you guys like Mortis, I have an interesting quick story. Mortis was, or if you're familiar with black metal more generally, you'll know the band Emperor is like a huge, famous black metal band. Mortis was like the bassist of Emperor in the early '90s, and then he went on to do his own project, his Dungeon Synth project called Mortis. Anyway, I ordered his album this was years ago, his like vinyl album, that came out like 1994 or whatever, his like first album, and it came like smashed in the mail. And so I emailed him because I bought it from him personally. He was like, "Well, I have one other, but it's my personal copy. I could give it to you." And he sent it to me as a replacement. His personal, it was the last one he had.
Wow.
And I look at the actual vinyl record, and it, you know how like if it's a numbered pressing, like there was only 500 that were ever made. It's number 1. Like it was the first one off the press.
Shit.
Half of them were black and half of them were purple, and that one was purple. And I still have it. Like
Holy shit!
yeah, I still have Mortis's.
I didn't know that.
His original like first like solo pressing of his first
That's
like
sick
full
as hell.
I
That's
have it.
super sick.
I have it in my closet. Yeah.
Mortis.
That is very.
He's a cool guy. He's really great.
Shit! Wow, that's pretty badass. Hey, your moth friend's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Smaller one.
No,
There's
there's
two
just
of them.
smaller
There's 2 of them. Yeah.
I'm just shitting my wine.
That's
too.
pretty
I think
cool.
it's pieces
Yeah.
of cork.
So, what are your most prized vinyls? That's one of them, I'm sure.
That one I really like. I really like Kraftwerk. You know the German band, and I have
Kraftwerk with a K.
yeah Kraftwerk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kraftwerk.
I like Kraftwerk, and I have Computer World. You know the '80s
Mm-hmm.
Computer World vinyl. I love
very
that.
cool.
And like I guess just the Mortis one is the only one with like a cool story behind it.
That's pretty bad.
But I have some cool like older like records and stuff.
That's the most obscure reference. Someone just said, "Is this the guy from the Blackjack Basics video?"
Yes!
Yes!
I
That's
am,
great.
yes.
It's fantastic,
I
dude.
am.
Thank you.
Good catch. Yeah, that is.
Good
He was
catch.
also, that's so funny because he was also in Oblivion in Real Life and Morrowind Combat.
But he
But you remember him from Blackjack
Blackjack
Basics.
That's
That's
right.
awesome,
Yes,
dude.
thank you.
Yeah.
I was
That
Jack.
was a good video.
When I had a little bit more hair and looked like I had zero sleep at all. You can.
Thank you, man. He's true fan for sure.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, that was a fun video, man.
Is this the guy from the Blackjack
Basics
Basics
so great.
video?
Yeah.
I forgot about that video.
So you want to hit on one or 11? I don't even know. I love blackjack.
He's actually good at blackjack, though. He's actually very good. I've
Yeah,
seen him
come on.
play. He's good.
Tell us about Blackjack. I've heard stories about like you're really focused and everything.
Oh, I don't know about that, man.
You're into it.
I've always enjoyed it, and then I went through a phase where I just played it a lot on my phone, and then I got into doing like a little bit of stuff online. Like you can go on mybookie.ag and you can do online betting. That's a fun place to do it. And you can play blackjack on there for real money, which is cool.
You would win at the casino. Like
I've heard you
casino.
play for money.
Yeah, I've done it a few times, but
That's fucking cool.
That's
you
sick,
just play it a lot and you kind of figure stuff out, and you follow some basic rules.
I want to see Ben in action.
It's fun, yeah.
It's intense,
I
man,
wouldn't
yeah.
say I'm not good at it.
No, you were good.
I'm
No,
alright.
you were good.
I'm
We're into
alright.
it.
But blackjack's fun.
Yeah.
Blackjack's a good time, man. But we made that video because when I was like really heavy into blackjack a few years ago, I would watch videos like that, and there was a lot of these like real cheesy guys from like the 80s and 90s that looked like they hadn't slept since the 80s or 90s, and they were doing like these really boring instructional videos, and I thought, oh, this would be fun to rip on. And so we just, at Emmett's old place, we just went in one of the rooms, set some lights up, and did a blackjack tutorial. And then
was
it
like
just
late
got
at night, right?
Yeah, super late. We did it.
I think I remember you guys setting up for it. I was like,
Everything
oh,
about
sweet.
that skit was like creepy and eerie.
Yeah, and then at the end, my character just like flips out.
Yeah. That was a good skit.
Hussies, #1 problem.
He was also in Modern Musicians,
I was.
which I still think is kind of underrated. That was a pretty good video.
Yeah, look
Do
at
you
my,
have Real Bachelors of Scottsdale up on your channel still?
Yeah. There's I made it Real Bachelor's chronology because it was like all 3 episodes we had done.
That is my
That
personal
was fun.
favorite stuff that you guys have
Yeah,
done.
Ben's
The
in
Real
Bachelors
Bachelors
too.
is so funny.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
Ben is also in the movie one we did.
Student filmmaker.
Student filmmaker, yeah.
Student filmmaker, yeah.
And then you should also check out our secret fast food items video on Unfazed.
On Unfazed. That
on
was
Unfazed.
good. That was
On
good.
the fast food items.
Yeah, we changed the name of the channel recently. Now it's just Unfazed Review. But check out our secret fast food menu items. If I could
Wally, if you can link the Unfazed YouTube page, I would be forever grateful.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Gee,
great.
the cocaine scene.
The cocaine scene, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, Baldy, if you want to link that, we'd love you forever, man. But yeah, hopefully we'll do some more stuff now. I have a lot of downtime. I mean, I'm working my regular job during the week, but weekends are open,
Yeah.
So we could do some stuff.
Yeah, I want to see more.
How are you guys doing? Yeah, we need to make more.
Let's do it.
It's fun.
If you guys want it, I'm down. Yeah, let's do it.
How are you guys doing with everything being online? We were just talking earlier about how it's like such a drag because when you're home, you're in that like home slumbering, chilling mode, and it's just so hard to actually concentrate. I've been having trouble with school. I have like spaced assignments and shit because
Yeah.
I'm just like I feel like I'm not in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you guys dealing with
weird.
it? You
Thank
guys,
you, Baldly, for the link.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you,
Baldy.
Baldy.
Appreciate you, man. Do you guys have any like motivation hacks or anything to keep you focused when you have to work or have to accomplish anything in these weird times?
Another Feldu session.
Kid has to teach elementary kids art online. That sounds like hell.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you could do some examples for them. I mean, you could like.
You don't have to clean up any like finger painting messes though.
Exactly. Yeah. It might be hard to get a kiln going in your house though if you're doing pottery.
Drink a gallon of coffee, Jules.
Down, I'd be bleeding all over. Diarrhea.
Carve out a space for only working, for sure, for sure.
Me personally, I drink Gamer Fuel. It has a great
Ah.
taste, and it comes in a few different flavors.
Gamer Fuel. I'm about to get my master's degree online because my clinical rotations got canceled. Cool.
Congrats.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Master's degree in, I'm guessing, some sort of health or mental health field.
Masters of the universe.
I am Bib says I'm absolutely fucked with regards to work. Not because of COVID, but because my uni scheduled 8 deadlines within a week. Oh, yeah, screw that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But this situation is so tough because
Pathology, cool. That's very cool.
we always like assume that the higher echelon is going to know how to handle it, but no one knows how to handle this. So
Yeah.
like everyone's kind of fucked in different ways. It's really confusing.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those
Yeah.
things that nobody saw coming.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Spanish flu and stuff back in the, what was it, about 100 years ago? 102 years ago?
19,
102 years ago. People couldn't communicate the way they can communicate now. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't have all the social media and the connectivity. So people were just fucked. I mean, there were probably a lot of people out in the boonies that
Yeah.
didn't know what was going on.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, let's go into town and, rub elbows with people and get violently ill and die. Jeez. Yeah, my mom used to be a caregiver for the elderly when I was a kid, and there was this old lady that I remember her working with for a long time, and very old lady. And her first memory, the old lady that my mom used to take care of, was of her father being carried away on a stretcher and dying of the Spanish flu in like 1919 or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's brutal.
Wow.
There's been a lot of it's interesting. There's been like a lot of like quirks and sort of like genetic mutations due to because like Europe sort of urbanized very quickly and had no like sanitary standards. Like I mentioned earlier, like the Roman Empire was actually more sanitary than like medieval Europe. There was like for like a few hundred years there was just like a ton of lethal viral hemorrhagic fever, like scarlet fever and other diseases. We would like and of course the Black Plague wiped out like 2/3 of Europe or a third of Europe. I forget, some amazing amount of people. And as a result, there's been a lot of resistance built up among certain populations, and so like something like 11% of Scandinavians have immunity to HIV.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like all across Europe. You can look at maps of like people who have immunity. There's different strains of it, but there's one strain of HIV that like some Europeans have immunity to, and a couple people who've been cured of HIV. There's like 2 people now who have been cured of it due to bone marrow transplants from people who have that genetic mutation.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
What do you think that is? Like I said, they just built up resistance? Or?
it's you're like because the people who are more susceptible are the ones who die over generations and generations, right? Like the people who are left over it's just like a sort of selection thing.
Eased Crab, thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate that.
Woo! Good hot dogs, by the way, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Really good hot dogs.
Glad you guys like them.
You said some kind of cherry wood, and what do you use?
Cherry wood and mesquite wood I used to cook the hot dogs.
Very flavorful.
Yeah.
That was good. I need to do more grilling. I did some grilling last weekend, which was cool. But, man, just sitting out here with a stogie and some weenies. It's pretty good. It's good stuff, man.
And wants to talk about cool boy stuff.
Oh, cool boy.
Cool boy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
He's good. You like the
Yeah,
Josh?
I don't like
wood.
statistics so much. I don't understand it.
You like the Josh, though, right?
I like the Josh.
I told you it was
The
tasty.
Josh is so smooth.
I found that.
The Josh looks so good. I wish I could have
It's
the
really
Josh.
good.
I love my tea though.
The tea's good. The tea's
Tea's
good.
good. What can you say?
You can drink tea and drive.
The tea's good, but it's not as good as the Josh.
Ah, come on.
Just say.
The Josh.
The
You got the
Josh.
Josh.
The Josh.
It's a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cabernet
Yeah.
Sauvignon.
Okay.
See. What was that one you were talking about? You said the Chateau 1945. What was that? Talk about
The 1945 Chateau Petrus. I forget if that's the exact year. Just some like hoity-toity wine that's like $1,200 a glass. Have you guys seen what is it called? What is it called when you're like a wine expert who does drinks for
Connoisseur?
restaurants?
Connoisseur?
It begins
Oh,
with
sommelier?
S. Sommelier.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen? I think it's called Somm, like SOMM, the documentary on sommeliers.
No.
It's so interesting.
Where can we watch that?
It was on Netflix before, but it's about
Okay.
like the people who study to be like master sommeliers, right? And
Wow.
they have to go through like this intensive course where they have to memorize like all the different regions in France and Italy and yada yada,
Wow.
and like all the different years. And there's like an ultimate test where they have to do a blind testing of like it can be any kind of wine. And
Boxed wine.
They have to identify it. And
Shit.
like, yeah, it like
Jesus
makes your it like
Christ.
these people go like insane. They like get really competitive.
That's wild.
You know, they obsess over it. Like,
I wonder how much they get paid. Probably if you're at a high-end place or a vineyard or something, you'd probably be making bank.
there's only there's different levels of sommelier. I'm not sure the specifics, but the master sommeliers, which is the one that they were studying for, there's just like a handful of them in the world. So yeah.
It's like master, expert, wino.
Wino. That's the most like throwaway soccer mom who drinks wino.
I deserve this. I've had a hard week.
She's at the top. She's at the top.
Honey, I think you've had enough. I'll tell you when I fucking have. God damn it. Tell me how to live my life, goddammit.
The Chad Wino and the Virgin Sommelier. Just downs box wine.
Yeah.
Journeyman is smelling grapes. Smelling just the grapes.
Journeyman is smelling grapes.
I've only had box wine once, and I remember vomiting profusely. I was with one of my buddies, Alan.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to @Alan Himmes, Himmes. But we were drinking from a box of wine, and then we went out to the
Made
clubs
some
and
beat.
stuff, and we drank a bunch of other stuff. And I was vomiting within an hour.
Holy shit.
It was so
You
gross.
sure it wasn't the other stuff in addition to the box
Maybe a
wine?
mixture.
Had something to
Maybe
do with it.
But
It's
there was
so funny.
something with that bag of wine inside. It was just like,
Yeah, it's weird. It's so funny because I've had a guy who watched the Oblivion Let's Plays who always said, Emmett, you gotta try boxed wine. It's like the best. So I don't know what to believe now.
Boxed wine is the best.
Emmett, you also got to try Quaaludes and heroin.
I'm something of a great smeller
You can't
myself.
get Quaaludes anymore.
You can't get lewds anymore.
My
They
God.
don't like them like
My
they
God,
do.
oh shit! I love that scene in Wolf of Wall Street. He's like, and if you want to try one, you can't. He's like,
Yeah,
I probably butchered the quote, but he's like,
Yeah.
Tropical
there's no
Jake,
more.
what's up, man?
Box wine ain't bad. My palate would betray me real quick if I attempted. What does it say? It's a sommelier life.
You become a sommelier by looting all the vineyards in Oblivion.
Yeah, I do love some good wine though. You guys all like red wine, right? Is your favorite?
I love red wine.
I love
Yeah.
red wine.
I'd say Cab is my favorite, and then a good Merlot.
I can't do white. I can't do like
Racist.
most shit.
I had my favorite red wine that I had was a Baco Noir, which is like a rare. I only had one Baco Noir, but it was really good.
Never
I think
tried
it's like a smaller grape. I'm not sure.
Remember the
Oh,
time
Jesus
remember
Christ.
the time you made mead?
Yeah.
That was
He's
good.
crab. Thank you, man. Holy shit.
What do we have here?
He just gifted subs to like 5 people. Thank
Oh.
you so much, dude.
Good
Oh,
man.
that's cool. How does that work? I'm not sure.
I have no idea, but thank you.
Thank you, East Crab.
I know you have like pay for subscription, so
We're still learning how this works. I'm
Yeah.
still learning how this works.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Thank you very much, East Crab.
That's nice.
since the future of the Morrowind and Oblivion Let's Plays are kind of on hold right now, and there's COVID-19, I'll probably do a lot of streaming. So
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
I'll probably do a whole lot of nothing.
probably do a lot of nothing.
That was funny.
You can gift random subs.
For the music can affect the taste of wine. There's so many
Studies
about music affecting this and that.
Music
I
can
don't know
affect
what to
wine? Does that mean like when you're listening to it, it affects your brain, and then when you taste it, it tastes different, or it actually affects the bottle of wine?
I think the first one sounds more plausible.
Yeah.
When I was in like 2nd grade, I did some science project about how like you put like a plant and then play rap music on it, and then
Yeah.
you take the same plant and play like classical music. It's
It doesn't do anything.
nothing
to it.
big.
Yeah.
Well,
Next day you come in, the plant's covered in chains.
yeah.
This thing's a
Oh,
thug,
man.
man. It's a thug Venus flytrap.
That'd be a really funny sketch.
And the classical music one has like a wig,
Like
a
the
powdered wig.
Yeah, the classical music has a powdered wig. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's great.
You play reggae for it. It's smoking a joint. Venus flytrap has like a blunted smell. Honestly, if I'm listening to heavy metal, I'm smashing that bottle and tasting it through the shards of my leg. All right,
Wow.
getting real. I like it.
Getting real.
Ooh yeah. I've been watching a lot of stand-up comedy lately on Netflix. Bert Kreischer's new special is really funny. Hey Big Boy. Also Tom Segura, Ball Hog, funny as fuck. Those guys also have a really good podcast, Two Bears, One Cave. Highly recommend. And also Tom Papa. I don't know if you guys like Tom Papa, but he has one called You're Doing Great. And I watched that, and it was actually my first exposure to his stuff. Hilarious. If you guys like guys like Jim Gaffigan and stuff, Tom Papa's hilarious. I would recommend checking him out.
Let's check those out.
Yeah.
A resident comedy expert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about our love for Norm Macdonald on a walk earlier.
I do love Norm Macdonald.
Norm's
Those are
good.
like the two like stand-up comedians I really know are like Dave Chappelle, just because that's when like I started watching Chappelle's shows when I was like a teenager, and then Norm Macdonald just because I think he's hilarious, and I watched all that. I'm Not Norm, the YouTube channel where the guy uploads all the Norm clips. So
Love
great.
it. Yeah, that's great. I've watched those a ton.
Ben's done some good stand-ups. One of his stand-ups is on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, that's
good.
A few times.
Good, yeah.
I'd like to get into it a little bit more, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I still write stuff pretty often,
That's
but
good.
it's just a matter of getting up there and performing.
I'm telling you, you should stream like a stand-up skit.
Maybe I will.
That would be
Maybe I
good.
will. Stay tuned. Unfazed review.
Do you guys like coffee? I drink so much coffee. I drink way too much coffee. But Jules, I only drink it like black and cold, which I know is like gross for most people.
I think Jules is really into coffee right now.
Jules
He's been
likes
drinking a lot of coffee.
You like Starbucks, right? I enjoy Starbucks. When I go to Starbucks, I just get like the ice cream. I get like the mocha frappuccino. It's just chocolate, like it's like a chocolate shake.
Don Rickles, R.I.P. I agree. Don Rickles was a
Don
genius.
Rickles.
Mrs. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head.
I like
Bed sheets. Who the
Oh,
hell
Jules,
is
black
that?
coffee. All right.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Rodney. I loved Rodney. He was
I
great.
can't get a break for nothing.
You ever watch Back to School? The movie Back to School with Rodney?
No, is that him?
Check it out.
I gotta see
That was
it.
one of Rodney Dangerfield's best movies, and Sam Kinison actually had a role in there.
I think he was the first white rapper on the charts because Rodney Dangerfield in the 80s
Rappin'
came out with
Rodney.
Rappin' Rodney.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And somebody made a joke on Twitter the other day. It was like exactly the joke that he would make if he were alive right now about COVID-19.
What was
It was like, I'm probably going to butcher it, but it was something along the lines of, they say this COVID-19 thing can live on metal for up to 13 days. On my wife's meatloaf, 10 minutes. That's like, if they posted a picture of it, it was like I could hear it in his voice.
That's
so
perfect.
funny.
He was a genius. You know what? I'm really sad that we never got a really good in-depth like Joe Rogan podcast with Rodney Dangerfield. But the closest you can get if you guys are fans of comedy and fans of Rodney, look up Rodney Dangerfield in the 90s on Howard Stern. Great fucking interview, and it's really high definition for the time. And it's like the closest thing we'll get to like a Rodney Dangerfield podcast.
That's cool.
And that was
Cool.
Rodney on Stern was great.
That's awesome.
He was apparently within the comedian community. He was like very high and held in high regard because he was like help out a lot of younger comedians and like get their careers going because he didn't get big until he was like older. So he had like a lot of sympathy for these guys who were like sort of battling it out and up and coming. I know he basically made Andrew Dice Clay like a big comedian.
That's funny.
And also, you could fact check me on this one, but I'm pretty sure when Jim Carrey started out, Rodney gave him a helping hand and gave him a lot of a regular slot at his comedy club.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, in the early '80s when Jim Carrey was an unknown, you know.
Yeah.
Garbo Gamer, thank you for following. Thank you for falling. Hope you don't trip.
It's the Josh talking.
It's the Josh talking.
Josh is
Pig.
getting in your soul.
I don't know what are V-Bucks. I don't know what that is.
It's like, isn't it? I don't know.
I thought that was in. I thought V-Bucks. I thought that was in Fortnite.
Are V-Bucks from Fortnite? I don't know anything.
I
I played Fortnite for like 10 minutes, and I was trying to shoot someone, and then he built like a tower.
Fortnite currency.
Okay,
Fortnite,
yeah. I can't do Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite. That's
Fortnite, your favorite game. Yeah, I don't understand Fortnite.
You guys recommend any good PS4 games?
Yeah, Ben's gonna get a PS4. I want a PS4 so bad.
I'm getting with the time. I know PS4 or PS5 is just about to come out.
I know.
Barely getting a PS4.
That's what I do too.
What do you guys recommend?
My favorite game is Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam.
Gran Turismo. Okay.
That made me remember bananas in pajamas.
I'm excited about God of
coming
War.
down the stairs.
Yeah,
God of War.
Red Dead Redemption, obviously.
I'm an OG God of War fan. I played the first one, the second one, the PSP one.
You are an OG.
And
God
then,
of War.
yeah, thank you. And yeah. I can't bring I'm sure it's amazing. I know it's gonna be so different. It's gonna be hard to tear myself away from the old ways.
I liked watching you play those God of War games.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
Good shit, babies.
Everyone was doing the Greek mythology. 300 came out and God of War came out.
Yeah, it's true. It's weird.
Did you guys ever get into the Assassin's Creed games?
Black Flag was
Black
cool.
Flag,
I
yeah.
I tried
Black
playing
Flag,
it though,
yeah.
and I sucked at it. Like I really wanted to get because the real time naval combat looked so cool, and the sea shanties and all of it looked really cool.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get the hang of just like some of the
the
controls.
yeah.
It was like very counterintuitive.
The first one I actually didn't like though. Like the very first one where you're in Jerusalem and you're like riding a horse. It was just weird. I didn't like it.
Rockstar Table Tennis.
Rockstar.
Noted.
Table tennis.
Noted.
All those games, Freddy the Fish, Putt Putt.
Shadow. I really want to play the remastered
Shadow of the Colossus.
PS4 because I remember I got the PS3 Shadow of the Colossus remaster, but the PS4 one looks incredible. Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite games ever.
It's beautiful. The
Such a
soundtrack is
beautiful
gorgeous.
game. Yeah, beautiful story. That was the first game that made me like weep.
It was
It was
the
emotional.
same studio as Ico, or is it
Yeah.
just the same? Yeah.
Yeah, there's
company is already called like Team Ico, I think.
That like
Yeah.
grand, reverberating, atmospheric feeling
Yeah.
in Shadow of the Colossus. It's the same feeling in Ico.
Mhm.
It's like this open. Everything's like so spaced. I don't know how to describe. You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about?
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
These
about the sound
wide
design
open
and the music.
landscapes,
Yeah,
yeah.
wide open landscape.
I
The
love
Warriors.
some
You love the Warriors
I was-
game, right?
Dude, Sidekick. I was just
Baldy
gonna.
loves the Warrior game.
Baldy, I love you. I was just thinking in my head, the old school PlayStation 2 games. I loved the Warriors Rockstar game. I thought that was one of the best games ever, along with Grand Theft Auto Vice City and Bully.
Yeah,
Those are
Bully's
some-
good.
those are
Bully's
some of the-
fantastic.
But yeah, the Warriors game, especially for the time and having multiple characters and just the way it played, it was so smooth. It was like ahead of its time in a lot of ways. And I would love to see them make a fresh, like high definition version of that. But that game was so good, man.
Huh.
I love the
Check it
movie
out.
too. Walter Hill.
Bully. Yeah, Jules. Forget. What are you playing? Life is Strange. Forget Life is Strange. Play Bully. That's the real high school game.
Jules, that's Poggers, right? That's what that is.
That's
right?
Poggers.
What is the origin of the face? Why is it called Poggers?
We're like angry at the stuff we don't understand.
Is
What
Ben
the hell?
actually Baldy? Could be. We have a lot in common.
I have played Bully. Poggers. Yeah.
Where the fuck is
Bully's
Piggers?
so good.
Pog Champ.
What the fuck is Piggers?
This is the answer.
Pog Champ. Here
Do
we
you, guys,
go.
do you guys remember Pogs when we were a kid? Like, or it was a little before our time, but Pogs. Remember Pogs? Or my older cousin had a lot of Pogs. He did.
What are Pogs? I don't know.
They were like
These
these little
little
like
coin
caps.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like plastic, and then you had like a big one, and then they all had like crazy bunch of like 90s and late 80s
That's so
stuff on.
funny. I just played with Legos.
Pogs, yeah, Pogs are weird, man.
Pogs are weird, man. Bye, Kig. Bye. I said goodbye.
Emmett and I had Crazy Bones.
Crazy Bones were good. That guy came and gave like a talk about Crazy Bones at our school.
I wasn't there for that. That was for you.
That
were
was
there.
me. I don't remember.
Was that like when the yo-yo guy would come?
yeah, right.
Did you have a yo-yo
No,
guy?
they're trying to sell us the toy. It was so
Yeah, a
weird.
yo-yo guy.
Yeah, I remember
Every
we-
school has a designated yo-yo
Yeah,
guy.
I
A
remember he's
municipal
coming,
yo-yo
and
guy.
we were probably like, I don't know, kindergarten, first grade, and I remember like everyone would go in, for an assembly. And then the yo-yo guy would come in and do all these tricks, and then like all these kids were like, "Oh fuck, yo-yos!" And then like we get yo-yos, and yo-yos were like a thing for like 2 weeks, and then everyone's like, "Ah, these are lame."
Something's
Yeah,
fucked up
they,
about
like,
that.
Gas
When,
you up on the yo-yo.
when you're in high school and you're at like an assembly, they have these inspirational guys come and talk to you about like your life and
Don't do
how you're going to be
drugs.
successful.
Yeah.
But when you're in elementary school, they just try to sell you toys.
Is this the
It's so
guy
weird.
Wayne from? It's
Mm,
Crazy
I
Bones.
don't remember.
I
what
don't
he looked
recall.
Like.
Yeah,
It looks like the guy who
he
would
looks
do
like
it.
a yo-yo guy.
Crazy Bones was such a. It was just these little plastic like icons. It didn't do anything.
Oh wait, I do remember.
And he was like the
those.
genius
Yeah.
of it is you could do anything with it, and it was like clearly.
What did you say? Eastern European.
Yeah, he had a
oil
weird. I
sales?
remember he had a weird accent, and it was just clearly like bullshit. Like they were fun to collect when you were little.
I remember them. They were like
Yeah.
multicolored, the green and blue.
but like it did nothing. But
yeah.
But Pokemon cards did nothing either. You could just, you could
Yeah,
at least play
yeah.
a game with them. And technically,
Yeah.
I think there was a game you could play with Crazy Bones, but they were really just more like a
Yeah,
collectible.
yeah,
I had the toilet seat
this
one,
one
which
out.
is like a rare one,
toilet.
and I have the Dragon Ball Z
You
edition.
do.
one.
You have a big Kleenex box, like a plastic Kleenex box full.
I
of
have a wet
Crazy
wipes
Bones?
box
Yeah.
full of Crazy Bones.
The only thing I have from when I was a kid that I collected was, this is super obscure, but the guys who made Bionicles also made what the hell was it called? Knight's Kingdom. It was Knight's Kingdom were just Bionicles, except there were knights.
Yeah, I remember.
And with every knight that you bought was a card that like was shaped like a shield, so you could put the card on the knight, kind of. And I still have like a book of all the cards I collected.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Hey, gift idea. I remember I had a lot of Bionicles.
Bionicles are fun.
Yeah.
Bionicles. There's a serious. I'm in a Bionicles Facebook group for some reason. I don't know much about the lore or anything, but the people are really serious in there
into
about it.
Yeah.
They post like, they have like museum grade glass, like their Bionicles are behind
Oh my
it.
God.
One of them guys in the group has there's like 4 in like 2003. They made like 4 solid gold like Matanui mask things that come in like this special case. One of the guys in the groups has one of them. There's only like a hand, and everyone just like love reacted it, and
Yeah.
just like totally like all over this guy.
That's
and whenever
incredible.
a girl posts in there, everyone just swarms on it. A girl who likes there's like one girl who likes Bionicles.
Jeez, she's like, I need to get the fuck out
And
of
she's
here.
in the group, and she was in, and then she was out as
That's
quick
so
as she
funny.
could. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one biggest regret that I still have, it seems really pointless, but it's like it's still like, damn, I really fucked up. Max and I used to have so many Legos. But I remember I had like the Hogwarts. I don't know. I had like the Hogwarts like Lego set, and we had the Hogwarts Express. Our
Yeah.
rooms were next to each other, and the Express would like connect our rooms
Mm-hmm.
because we each had like a Lego city in our rooms. So we would have like this little mini economy where the Express would like deliver goods, and we each had like a fleet of X-wings and
That's
stuff.
badass.
And I remember one day when I think I was 13, you go through that phase where you're like, oh, I'm too old for this. And I remember distinctively I like bagged up most of my Legos and I just threw them out because I was done. And I had no idea it was going to
Those are expensive.
so expensive.
Yeah.
The same kind of like sets that I used to have are like hundreds of dollars now.
Yeah.
And that's still my biggest regret is throwing out all my Legos.
That's the biggest.
Yeah, because they're so expensive now.
Hey, well, at least you're not my ex-girlfriend who grew up in Canada, and so she got the British like original Harry Potter books because their connection to England.
Oh yeah.
And it was Philosopher's Stone, like the first printing, and they're worth like $30,000 a pop now, and they're gone.
Jesus
it's gone in the move.
You can have that kind of foresight when you're like a little kid.
Well,
You see a
yeah,
toy.
You don't understand that it's going to be this. Yeah.
Well, that's why so many people, you see toy collectors and stuff, when older guys now, when they go and like try to get toys from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, if you find ones that are like unopened in their boxes, it's like so rare because kids would always just fucking destroy those.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, kids don't think. You don't think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like, the box,
yeah.
who cares? But so if you find ones that are like intact in the box, it's like they're willing to pay top dollar for these.
Yeah, of course. Because sometimes you get lucky and like a warehouse never sold one, and it just ends up at the bottom of a box, the back of a toy store,
which
or
is
a
wild,
toy warehouse or something. Yeah, it's kind of
And
interesting.
I remember that was another a tweet I made recently. I was going through my stuff because I moved back home and I'm taking out all these boxes. I found I used to buy multiple like when I could Jango Fett or Boba Fett action figures, and then I'd repaint them to make them look like other Mandalorians.
Yeah.
And I had like multiple of them, but I only found like one that had like a bunch of pieces missing. But I used to do that like religiously. My goal was to have this like Mandalorian army.
You'd have to fact check me on this one, but I seem to remember on the toys that made us that show, the Star Wars toys, they were saying that the Boba Fett toy came out before Boba Fett was a character, like before Return of the Jedi came out.
I heard something about that.
And like, so the toy was out, and people were like, "Oh, what the heck? Like, is this going to be a huge character? Is this going to be?" And they were so ahead of the curve. They're like, "Oh, let's release the toys first, and then they'll get to know the character."
Yeah.
I just remember, this might be wrong too, but I remember the original idea for Boba Fett was he was going to be more connected to the Empire, and his armor was all white like the Stormtroopers.
Ooh.
So there's like old Boba Fett toys that are all white because he's supposed to be like kind of like in the same group as the Imperials. He's like an officer or something. And then obviously in the movies he's like a rogue bounty hunter.
Yeah.
But,
What a cool character, man.
I remember my dad ordering me a Lapras Pokemon card over the phone off of eBay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over the phone.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Lapras, because I remember he was
That's
like very
great.
like stiff about it because he didn't understand any of what it meant or what it was.
yeah.
And so you have the Lapras Pokemon card, and it was like a home phone, like a cord phone, you know,
That's
like
funny.
conducting serious
yeah.
business about this thing. I was like, all right, you're gonna get it.
There you go.
He would go on trips to New York, and he would always bring us back toys from the big like toy.
Nice.
What was it they have in New York?
Yeah, I don't know, the big toy store.
Some
that
giant
used to
toy
have.
store they have in New York, and he would always bring me back these really cool like the Stormtroopers rifles.
Yeah.
And when you shot it would make like it would make those noises.
Like the toy store from
Noises.
Big where they're playing.
yeah,
the piano.
exactly. Yeah, those were so sick.
The giant KB toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said dude is gonna be the main bad guy. Reality, he has about 4 lines and then he dies. Yeah, it was sad and how they did
Oh,
it.
fuck
in
that.
the
They really
trilogy.
fucked him in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they probably had no clue that he was gonna resonate so much with people, you know. And then
Yeah.
after the fact, they're probably like, "Oh, whoops."
He was a cool.
And
cool
I
design.
can admit, like, I mean, I literally just like him because of his armor. If
Yeah,
he looked any
for
differently,
sure.
I wouldn't have given a shit about him. But his armor is just, the design of his armor is so cool.
It is really
I don't know
cool.
what it is. It's just so cool looking.
And you're not the only one that thought that.
Yeah,
Because after
FAO Schwartz, thank you. That's
FAO
the
Schwartz,
sword.
yeah.
good call, yeah. But yeah, what was I saying?
Boba Fett's
Fett?
armor, dude.
Yeah, dude, badass. just the aesthetic always people thought it was cool. Then they had those
Yeah.
Dark Horse comics.
Yeah, the Dark Horse comics were incredible.
You guys haven't read those?
I heard Dark Horse is gonna get bought out by Disney, and that makes me sad.
I remember when, everything's by, Alien is owned by Disney.
Disney
now.
gets
It's fucked up.
Like they own enough. Like quit
They own enough,
being
I
greedy.
know.
You know, some things need to have an edge. Not
Corporate
everything.
imperialism.
Not everything
Buying
has to have soft edges and be sparkly. You know, it's like we need a few things that are gritty. You know,
Yeah, I know.
it's like Star Wars. It's like settle down. You have enough. You
Yeah.
know? Disney, you have enough.
I remember I went to a summer camp once. It was like an arts summer camp, and one of the things we did, one of the activities was like make your own comics. And I was in the midst of reading all the Dark Horse Mandalorian
Ooh,
comics.
Yeah.
So I still, somewhere I have like all these manual shittily drawn comics about the Mandalorians. And then later on, when Hasbro was releasing all the toys for episode 3, they had this thing where you could like make all these comics that featured their action figures.
Good man.
There are all these predetermined slides with like pictures of the action figures,
Yeah.
and I made like 5 of those. I made like
Nice.
5 full comics.
Would you submit them? Or
Is that the Sith
You can just print them out. It was like a little like app on their website. Yeah, one of them was called the Sith
Temple.
And
We have that one.
yeah.
It still has that physical
I have
Sith Temple.
Opinions on new Star Wars. Not a huge fan of the Disney era. I liked the very last one that came out. It was the best of the new ones. But that being said, it's just not the same, man. It just doesn't have heart. It feels like a lot of people who don't know enough about Star Wars trying to make it feel authentic.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, I don't know, it lacks heart.
The only things I have to say about the new ones are Palpatine was his most terrifying when he was like the Wizard of Oz. He was operating behind the scenes. We know from episode 3 that he's not that great of a swordsman because Mace Windu like beats the shit out of him. He almost has him. That scene still like gets me. It's such a good scene. But I hated when in the last one he has that huge lightning thing that he does and like knocks out the whole fleet. That was so silly. He's never supposed to be an up in front master of the Force. What makes him so cool is that he's always like back there just like manipulating everything from behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's what makes him so terrifying. So when they put him up front like that, like this incredible Force wielder, it just didn't fit his character. And the other thing, there's just so much. Oh yeah, the battle at the end was this is really specific. But remember the battle at the end when all those Imperial fleets came up? It was just like a ridiculous amount of Imperial fleets.
Which movie?
The final one, or whatever it's called, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
The Palpatine had all this secret fleet that he just like summoned, and then this ridiculous amount of rebel ships comes down, and it was just such a big battle that it was like comic to me. Like I laughed when I saw how many ships were there. It was kind of like when we saw that trailer for The Nun. And that the jump scare, the jump scare in the trailer for The Nun when she's holding the lantern and she turns around and someone walks by.
Always.
The bass hit distorted the speakers in the theater because it was so loud. And
I could not stop laughing. I've never seen anything so comical in my life. We were in the theaters to see. Do you guys remember the Slender Man movie? Came out like 5 years too late to be relevant. Emmett and I saw Slender Man in theaters, and of course, you know, for a horror movie theaters, they play horror movie trailers. And the Nun trailer, it was like shh, and it was like like those TikToks were like the basses. This sort of it was like that in the theater, and it like wrecked all the horror value.
Exactly.
Just made it so comedic.
Yeah,
dude, that's one I have a huge. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
that's one I have a huge grievance with. Is like The Nun. Those ones with like the little Annabelle, like those.
Those are all the same people.
The modern horror movies, it's like they don't feel scary at all.
Not at all.
It's like there's something about them that's just cheap and kind of throwaway and forgettable. You know?
Pale, dark-haired girl in a gown.
And it's always she pops out, you know, and it's just like a haunted house in the middle of nowhere, dark history. It's like fuck you.
But so that final battle in Rise of the Skywalker gave me the same effect as watching that trailer because it was just so big. It was like this is fucking stupid.
Yeah,
like, it was ridiculous. You could tell like
too much going on.
Yeah, you could tell the producers or whatever like we need the biggest battle yet, and it was just silly.
Was it in the first Disney Star Wars? They were like they're making a Death Star, but bigger than
before. That's been their whole thing. Just like, we're gonna make things bigger.
Nothing
just inject human growth hormone into the Star Wars. You know,
it just feels cheap, and like I said, it feels like a bunch of people who like have a very vague understanding of Star Wars, trying to make Star Wars movies, and the main characters just they're not likable.
Original Pet Cemetery was fucking terrifying. I've heard about that.
There was something about 70s and 80s horror and like some of the B movie quality that added a charm to it.
Yeah.
You know, like I've said this many times, but the first couple Halloweens by John Carpenter, they were a little low budget, and there was something fucking terrifying about them.
Making it low budget made it more like intimate and real, which made it scarier.
Yeah, like the scenes where it's just like empty sidewalks and Michael Myers popping out behind a hedge, and you're like, oh, he's gonna like go to kill these girls or these people, you know, and like. It was terrifying, man.
Yeah.
And like
the thing was like for me, it was John Carpenter's high watermark of like brilliance. It's like such a perfect.
John Carpenter is great, man. I wish he would have done a Batman movie.
That would have been so good.
If John Carpenter would have done a Batman movie,
that was perfect. That would have been perfect.
John Carpenter doing a Batman movie in like right around the time Tim Burton did. Hell, even if he would have been a producer on Tim Burton's Batman.
Now I want that so bad.
Yeah, that would have been tremendous, dude.
Oh my god.
A John Carpenter Batman.
That should have
last note on Star Wars. Baldy actually brought this to light for me. The fact, and this is so like obvious, it's like clear as day, but I didn't think about it. The fact that the Emperor is back means that Anakin isn't the chosen one anymore, and that's like the final disgrace.
You were
Disney
the chosen
clarified that
one.
the Emperor in the Disney movie was
He's
a
a
clone.
clone.
It's a clone.
Bullshit. They totally
Haha, tricked you. And that's the whole tone for
A
all
mess.
the Disney Star Wars movies is haha, tricked you.
Every
You
single
thought it was
one of
this,
those
but it's
movies.
really that.
Every single one of those movies is a mess. It's just a mess.
So that's what we think
Yeah,
of the.
yeah.
That somebody asked what we think
Yeah.
of the Disney Star Wars movies.
That's
I think
what we think,
We
yeah.
answered it.
Yeah, they missed the mark and they just didn't have good direction.
Yeah.
You know, my least favorite of all of them was the middle one, the Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi.
I thought that was just so weak, man. Personally,
Yeah.
no offense if you guys liked it, but personally, I did not like it.
Yeah. And Max and I, I'll admit, Max and I watched Clone Wars the other day. It was fucking awful. Like, it had a couple of really cool
Clone Wars
action
was
sequences,
bad,
but it was,
yeah.
like, hard to watch. for
The
most part.
dialogue was shitty.
Yeah.
The Anakin, Hayden Christensen. I love him because he's
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I love
we
him.
grew up with it.
But
But
yeah, he wasn't. A
I
good
still
actor
think
for-
episode 1 is, like, fun. I don't understand people's...
I enjoyed the Phantom Menace. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
part of it is because it came out while I was still young enough to enjoy it,
Yeah.
and like I remember having it on VHS and loving it.
Yeah.
And also like you said, the pod racing scene amazing, and
Pod
also
racing
some of the
scene,
best
yeah.
lightsaber battles in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like that last fight with Darth
Duel of the
Maul.
Fates, yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Like, that was fucking
yeah.
amazing. So I think there's a lot of redeeming qualities that Phantom Menace has. Even though there's a lot of silliness and Jar Jar Binks, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But like there were still a lot of redeeming qualities. to
Yeah.
Phantom
Yeah,
Menace.
episode 1 is fun. Attack of the Clones is really bad. I'm not going to defend that. But episode 3 is actually, like, a great movie. That's a beautiful film.
Yeah, episode 3 is fantastic.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole thing is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace is fun.
Yeah, and then-
This is
yeah.
great.
But for me, it doesn't get any better than the original.
Darth
trilogy.
Maul is still scary. I think he's one of the best Sith Lords there are because
hell
he
yeah.
says, I don't like how they brought him back with like the General Grievous legs and shit. Just let him be dead.
Yeah.
But I thought like when those double doors open and he's just standing
fuck
there,
yeah.
that's terrifying.
It's
That's
so
badass.
cool.
It's so
That's
cool.
one of the coolest
Dude,
scenes.
And
as
he
it-
looks like
yeah.
he doesn't belong there. Like the pink
Yeah,
marble
right.
and everything, all of a sudden there's just like right there.
Yeah,
Wham, there's
yeah,
this Sith
yeah.
Lord.
And he's almost like an animal or like
Yeah.
a demon, you know?
And everyone
He's
like wants to know about the lore of the character. The less you know about him is what makes him so scary.
I
And,
agree
that, and
with
that's
what's so good about
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
what makes him so cool and,
Yeah.
and menacing.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But,
Yeah, almost Phantom-like as well.
Yeah.
oh god. But yeah, but the original trilogy, though, holy shit, man! Like A New Hope, like how fun is that? Like
Yeah.
the original trilogy, man, just beautiful. It's a beautiful movie and totally groundbreaking for the time. Like, can you think of another movie that was even remotely close to that in 1977?
There's nothing.
I mean, 2001: A Space Odyssey, but it didn't have the pacing. It didn't have the
Ray, what didn't have the action?
excitement.
It really
it was
didn't,
still a visual spectacle. It was amazing. And Planet of the Apes, arguably, 10 years earlier, or however earlier, 8 years, whatever.
yeah.
But yes, like 1977, New Hope was like its whole own.
It changed
thing.
everything.
It was a
for,
game
like-
changer. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it really changed
Yeah.
It was a
everything.
game changer.
Yeah. And even there are a couple of sequences in Attack of the Clones that are really cool. The whole part where he goes to Tatooine to save his mother, and when he's on that speeder bike to get his mother, and it plays the Duel of the Fates theme. That's really significant because it shows you that he's got that fire of the Sith, and he gets revenge. That whole sequence is really beautiful. All the Naboo stuff between him and Padme is just like, forget about it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
I almost feel like Clone Wars and
when was the
what
last
was
time
it?
you saw
Revenge?
Clone Wars? I feel like I haven't seen Clone Wars.
that was my least favorite
It's just-
actually before the new
Well,
ones.
yeah, it's everyone's
So,
least
so I
favorite.
think I only
Yeah.
saw it like twice
Yeah.
when I was still a kid. And even when I was a kid, I wasn't crazy about Clone Wars.
But there's one scene, the whole chase scene in Coruscant, when Zam Wessel tries to poison Padme using these worms. She puts them through the
I don't
window.
remember that at all.
This droid puts these worms through the window, and as the droid is taking off, it's a skyscraper, mind you. It's the coolest thing. It's like one of Obi-Wan's most badass moments where
Doesn't
they.
he like jump out of a
Yeah,
window?
Yeah, he jumps out
Obi-
of no hesitation.
Yeah, Obi-Wan and Anakin run in the room. Obi-Wan immediately sees the droid and just bursts through the window.
I
and
do
just grabs
vaguely
him.
remember
It's
that,
so
yeah.
fucking
It could
cool.
the episode 2 could have been like centered on like this film noir, like chase through the city,
That would've been
like
cool, yeah.
investigating,
Yeah.
like who is doing. It
Yeah.
seemed like it was headed that way,
Yeah.
and then it's interrupted by Naboo and him cut. Anakin cuts the pear in half and floats it over to Padme and says,
Yeah.
"If Master Obi-Wan saw me doing this, he would be very grumpy." Like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
fuck, dude?
yeah.
Who wrote that down?
They
Yeah,
should have.
yeah.
They should have combined Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith into one movie, maybe. That would have been
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. That would have been
Well,
great.
elements of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan has like the most badass moments in each of the prequels, though. In the first one,
Obi-Wan's the
he
best.
has the one where he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'll use Qui-Gon's lightsaber." He jumps up and grabs it and
Yeah,
kills Darth
yeah.
Maul. Then
Yeah.
in episode 2, he has that one. Then in episode 3, when they crash land into that big ship when they're trying to save the senator,
Mhm.
as his ship is like skidding into the docking bay, he like jumps out of the ship and like starts cutting down the droids immediately. It's so cool.
He's clutches
Obi-Wan's so cool.
So I guess
Obi-Wan's
are they doing like an Obi-Wan series now, the Disney Plus thingy?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
could
I
be,
don't
if
know.
it's Ewan McGregor, I'll watch it. That's cool.
Baldy says Sio Bibble had the best arc. He went from being an old guy in a room to being an old guy holding an orb.
Sio Bibble! Somebody uploaded a video on YouTube that said all of Sio Bibble's lines, and in parentheses it says he has 21 or something. Like they were really excited about like sharing this knowledge with you, and it's all of Sio Bibble's negotiations. We've lost our communications. It's all that shit, you know, that he says.
Damn.
Oh fuck! I love Sio Bibble.
Did you name this The Boys Talk Under the Moonlight?
Baldy did.
Oh, Baldy, thank you.
Boys talk under the moonlight.
Appreciate you.
The boys talk.
It makes it like vaguely romantic.
Yeah.
Love it, love it.
Oh man.
It's a good cigar. I like this.
Yeah, but I'm finally most of my rage for all the Star Wars stuff has died. My passion for all the Star Wars stuff has died.
Well, they just beat it to death.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And like I said, I went and saw the last one, the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it on the big screen, but I just went in having very low expectations because I already didn't like the direction of the new ones at all. But I, kind of enjoyed it. It had a few fun scenes. I think at the end, Kylo Ren was actually kind of cool to see him teaming up with Rey. I was like, okay, this is fun. This is cool. But that being said, it doesn't come close to the originals. Not even in the same league, you know?
Yeah, I really like that I got to test the toys in 3rd grade right after the Phantom Menace came out.
You did?
Yeah.
You tested the toys?
Yeah, they brought like a toy, like executive or some marketing person into my 3rd grade class, and she had us play with these different. She gave us all these different toys. One of them was like, what's Jabba the Hutt, and like you could squeeze some goo out of him or something. And then we also got those gross. You can look it up. It's online. This disgusting Jar Jar tongue lollipops where you open it up and it's like, and it's just this, you suck on his tongue.
I remember that.
It's gross.
Whose
dude.
idea was
Whose
that?
idea was that? Yeah.
There's, if you Google it, so, I don't know, but it was like we basically like played with these gross Star Wars toys in class, and that was cool.
There's some creepy sweaty guy in the corner videotaping it.
Suck it.
Suck Jar Jar's tongue.
That's the part that I blocked out from the trauma.
But you guys, everyone gives George Lucas so much shit, but you gotta remember that he asked Spielberg and all these guys to direct the prequels because he knew he wasn't a good director nor a great solo writer.
Right.
But everyone was like, Star Wars was such a gem at that point with all the prequels having been done that no one wanted to touch it. Everyone was afraid to touch it. So George Lucas was like, all right, fine, I just gotta do it myself.
Yeah.
So that's why the prequels were the way they were. But
yeah, and also he kind of flew off the rails. No, he definitely flew off the rails with the CGI.
Yeah.
I think he's just like a kid in a candy store, and maybe I don't know his filmography that well from in like 80s and 90s.
wasn't he 11 whatever?
Well, wasn't
that?
Robert Duvall. Yeah.
and
But
American Graffiti.
but
That was before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know those. But after Return of the Jedi, I know he got into Indiana Jones and everything. But besides that, I don't know what else he did in that stretch of time between Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace. I don't really know if he did much aside from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So I think when he actually got back into the director's chair, he just got way too excited, like a kid in a candy store with the CGI. And then I even remember seeing something on YouTube. You guys can look it up for a pre-screening of the Phantom Menace. And George Lucas walks out and he's like, "Yeah, maybe I did do a little too much CGI."
Yeah.
And you could tell he was like, "Oh, maybe I fucked up a little bit."
Yeah. Okay, so someone mentioned the quote, "Jar Jar is the key to all this." You guys know what that's... Okay, so let me just debunk that right now. When you look at the documentary, it was just like a behind-the-scenes...
I love how you're defending...
I hate how everyone thinks it's like, ooh... I mean, probably you don't, but...
It's just,
I know.
Wasn't George Lucas joking? Go ahead.
Well, no, okay, so it was in... It was in
serious?
No, I'm serious. It was in the behind-the-scenes to Episode 1. He was looking at a storyboard for the sequence of the Naboo Plains fight, which Jar Jar is the key of. He's the main character to the fight sequence when the Gungans are fighting the droids in the plains.
Yeah.
And what he meant was, like, if we can get Jar Jar's CGI and everything working in this sequence, then the scene will be good. He wasn't talking like he's like a Sith Lord. He's the key to the whole plot.
But he also said in that same reel of behind-the-scenes footage, he also said, "We've never had a character as funny as Jar Jar." That breaks
that was
my
sad.
heart.
He was excited about Jar Jar, and Jar Jar
Yeah.
really wasn't that bad. Like Mulan had that dragon and shit. Like every kid's
the Eddie Murphy dragon was cringy in Mulan.
Eddie Murphy dragon was awful. And like for some reason Jar Jar takes all the
dragon
heat.
was awful.
Yeah, Jar Jar takes all the
Aren't
heat,
they making
man.
a new Mulan movie? Is Eddie Murphy going to do the
They're
voice
making a
of the
new
dragon?
Mulan movie. Apparently, they don't have
It's like
the guy.
It's like a serious action movie though.
It's gonna suck,
like
probably.
it's I don't know. We'll see.
Who
We'll
knows?
see.
They need to chill out.
Yeah.
They just need to chill out.
I won't believe you, Emmett. Jar Jar is a Sith Lord. I take the same position.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
Watto is in the exact same place 10 years later on Tatooine. Slave trade really doesn't get you anywhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a good.
Hey,
good
you really
message.
are, Andy.
Me Boschka to Shmi Skywalker.
good shit.
You speak whatever Watto language.
Let's speak the Watto language.
Slimy dope pot slammo or
Emmett,
whatever.
what's up, Jules? Watto beats Kits to death. What do you mean, Kickster?
Kickster.
his friend?
Kickster.
Watto beats Kickster to death. That's so sad. I want to know what happens to Kickster.
Kickster's right. It'll never work. Kickster.
Kickster was Anakin's like Mediterranean friend on Tatooine. I don't know. He was.
Emmett's like George Lucas's interpreter.
You
He's
are,
like, here's
yeah.
the deal. This is what he meant when he said Jar Jar was the greatest
one
thing I've ever
The
made.
one thing that's beautiful about the prequels is that it's one mind on the big screen. Like
Yeah.
everything is so.
Same with the trilogy.
Well, yeah, true. Well, but he had
I
like
get some influence
helpful.
from like Irving Kershner.
Yeah,
Irving
yeah,
Kershner
yeah.
was amazing.
He still had people that, and even I watched some documentary a few weeks ago about how the main cast, if they came upon a line that was just too awkward, you'd be like, I'm either changing that or we're not going to say it. And it was such a it wasn't low budget, but, it was a small enough film at the time that they had saying that kind of thing. When it was the prequels, George was like the king,
Yeah.
like no one wanted to fuck with him. So
Yeah.
the prequels really are just like exactly what George wanted,
Yeah.
just him, like
That's
all the
what
way around
happens.
the board.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
happens when
yeah,
you don't
that's
have
what
anyone to
happens,
tell
yeah.
you no or like anyone to push
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
against you.
yeah.
It's almost like when a writer doesn't have an editor.
Yeah, and again, what's sad is that he wanted someone else to do all those jobs, but everyone's like, "Nah, dude, Star
Yeah.
Wars, they're not gonna fuck."
Well,
with
Irving Kershner, I mean, a lot of people say that Empire is their favorite and that it was the best. He was a great fucking director, man.
Yeah.
Irving
he was.
Kershner, I think he also did RoboCop 2.
it. Yeah, really.
RoboCop 2.
He was big on coming in for
The
sequels.
sequels,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what else he did, but those are the two that stand out.
I love the first RoboCop.
Oh, hell yeah, that movie's
It's
amazing.
beautiful. It's like an eerie, like kind of off-putting.
It makes
a
you
little
feel.
bit.
It's funny. It's like I watched that when I was so young, and like it stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way though. Like I thought it was an amazing movie, just like the first Terminator. But it was like really graphically violent.
It was graphically violent, and it's just really it's like human identity and like augmenting with
That scene
technology
when
when you stop
Murphy's-
becoming a person.
Yeah,
you
when
know?
Murphy's getting blown away in that warehouse, and like his hand fucking blows off from the shotgun and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Like Jesus Christ.
When was that movie made?
Like 88, something like
88,
that.
yeah.
87, right around there.
Mid to late 80s.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
87.
Late
80s.
80s. It was made in the late 80s. But yeah, the first RoboCop was tremendous, man. God, I love that game as a kid on Sega, RoboCop versus Terminator. That was- No, my only thing was though you played as RoboCop. It would have been cool to switch off and play as Terminator through part of it, I think.
I used to have a really cool RoboCop action figure. You could like take the helmet off and stuff.
Oh,
and see
yeah?
all those- yeah.
That's pretty
Cool.
badass. Yeah, RoboCop, man. They tried remaking it. Well, they did remake it in like
Yeah.
2000, I don't know.
That came and went real
12
quick.
12
Yeah,
or
it came out
13.
but it did have a good scene in it, I think, where they take it, where Gary Oldman takes apart his stuff and just shows him what's left of him organically,
That's
and it's
true.
just like his spinal cord and like
Yeah.
some stuff,
Oh, geez.
and he's can like barely look at himself, and he says like, "Don't ever let my family see me like
That's
this."
horrible, yeah.
And they talk
Jesus.
about it, and he puts them back together.
That's
That's
cool.
the stuff that like always sticks with me with RoboCop, like
Yeah.
what what means you're human, like
He was a man
Yeah,
at
yeah.
one point.
yeah.
Yeah, and then they're just like basically keeping him on life support
Yeah.
and making him a tool.
Because
for the police.
it takes him from being this like overly mechanized like bad you can kill everything to being like the most vulnerable possible
Yeah.
thing
yeah,
in like a second.
that first one that was the best with what was his name? The actor that played Red Foreman as the bad guy.
Yeah,
He was tremendous.
yeah. He was good.
What was the actor's
he
name?
was really like evil too.
He was great. Gosh, I can't remember the actor's name, but he was tremendous, man.
RoboCop.
Yeah, love RoboCop.
Cool.
Lots of practical effects.
Oh, yeah.
bloods everywhere.
Yeah,
for
RoboCop.
sure.
RoboCop was a masterpiece for the time, for sure. I still love it. Still love that movie. That was one of the first DVDs I ever had.
Oh,
Yeah.
little Ben fact.
Little Ben fact.
One of
yeah.
the first DVDs.
Yes.
Boys, I think I'm gonna step away for a moment. I may come back later. I'm not sure.
Alright.
Sounds
It's
good.
8:47 by the way.
What else should we talk about, guys? I'll stay on for a tiny bit more.
Some room here.
Oh, baby. What else is going on, guys? How do you guys feel about Westworld Season 3? Talk about how baldness made me more sexy. Okay, we can talk about my baldness. Let's see. So I used to have hair, and then I started losing my hair. I started noticing a little bit when I was like 18, 19, tiny bit, but it was still fine. And then I started shaving or buzzing my hair when I was probably like 22, and then 23 fully shaved it. Yeah, but yeah, it was tough at first for sure. But it's kind of one of those things you don't really have that many options. I tried all the potions, all the Rogaine and stuff, all the potions, and it just wasn't working. So you kind of have to embrace it. It's either you go for the George Costanza or you go for the cue ball and you make it work.
The George Costanza is pretty bold.
Yeah, it's pretty bold.
Yeah.
It's pretty bold.
Yeah.
But thank you for calling me sexy. I appreciate that.
He looks like Kratos when he's got the beard going.
Yeah. I shaved my beard recently. It's coming back as stubble now.
Yeah.
But you roll with it. You dealt a certain hand, and you do what you can.
Potions ever. Send me your most powerful potions. That guy's been making a shitload of videos now. Every time I go on YouTube, there's a new video from that guy. I forget his name.
I want the Nicolas Cage hairline. Hell yeah. That's funny.
Man. How old are we now? I am 25, getting fucking old. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
When I hear, it's weird because when I hear of like a celebrity that's like mid-20s or whatever, I'm like, oh, they're like, I in my subconscious, I'm like, they're older than me.
Yeah.
Because like I say that I'm 25, but I don't fucking believe it.
Yeah,
it's
weird.
I don't know, it's
You
weird.
start getting to that point where you're like, how old am I? And then you see like people like Robert Pattinson. Pattinson's like, what, 33?
So weird.
And then you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I always think he's like my age or a little younger.
Yeah,
And then you're
yeah.
like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, time's a weird mistress.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a bitch.
She's a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, dude, this cigar was actually kind of gnarly, but it was good. It was good still.
Yeah, I'm done with my.
But sometimes when you get to the end, you're kind of like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit of a
Yeah,
high from it.
yeah.
Dude, some of those would knock you on your ass. Those ones from Al Cigar.
Wine with the cigar is like,
Ooh,
whoo.
there you go.
It's
Fuck yeah.
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 Well, Ben, how old are you?
I'm 26. I'm going to be 27.
26, okay, yeah.
But I look like I'm 40.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to be turning 27. Yeah. I'm going to spend my 22nd completing fucking assignments. What kind of assignments are you working on? I am Bib. Fucking physics. Oh, shit.
Fucking
Okay,
physics.
man. Damn, well, good luck with that. Yeah, I was never really good at science. I was more into history and government and that kind of stuff. But yeah, science and mathematics, no, I was not the brightest.
Yeah, I enjoyed Babadook. That was a good movie. There was also a horror film that was based off of a short about lights, and when you turn off the lights, then the demon could like get you in the dark, but he couldn't like live in light. And they made a full-length feature off of that, and I thought that was pretty cool. I forget what it was called, but it was a good movie. Obviously, nothing has topped Hereditary.
Oh, fuck.
That was
Fucking Hereditary,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
That
That movie
was
just
one.
was unsettling. It made me sick to my stomach. I was sitting in the theater, and I remember distinctly, because it was a little scarring,
Yeah.
I remember I had a cherry Coke and popcorn, and then that scene, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't seen it, spoiler alert, the scene with the, the head coming off, I just got queasy, man. I thought I was going to have to get up and throw up.
It was funny because we were both in there ready to make fun of it.
Oh,
like in the
yeah,
first like
definitely.
half hour, we're like, "It's fucking stupid movie," and then that scene happened, and we were like silent for the rest of the film.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. That movie, I was like, oh, this is going to be a joke, and then halfway through, I was like, oh my God.
Lights out, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, Hereditary was incredible.
Gosh. You know, it's crazy. I saw a lot of movies, I mean, out of necessity, they're going to have to be putting things on the streaming platforms to buy. So, like, new movies that are coming out right now, since they can't go to the box office and make money, they're making them available on, like, Amazon and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, that's a good move. I mean, people are at home wanting to watch stuff. There really wasn't anything coming out that I was too excited about, though. I think, as silly as it sounds, Bloodshot, I thought looked kind of cool, the Vin Diesel movie, because he was kind of like a $6 million man, Jason Bourne type thing going on. That looked pretty cool, but even then, like, you could tell it wasn't going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So there was nothing I was really too excited about.
Thoughts on Blade Runner movies?
Ooh, I love the original. The original, I think, is beautiful. Just a spectacle, man. Like, the practical effects back then were amazing. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the sequel. It was a good movie, but I thought it dragged on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was beautiful, though. It was still, like, visually really impressive, but I didn't think it was as good as the first one, personally.
I thought it had a good message. It was very sad. Like, it was very fucking sad.
Yeah, it was
I
still...
remember I left the theater feeling really bad for Ryan Gosling.
Oh, yeah, I mean, not shitting on it anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
like, the undertaking that it must have took to make that movie,
Yeah,
like, it's super impressive still.
Mm-hmm.
But, so not shitting on it at all, but I like the first one better, personally.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Harrison Ford, I mean, yeah, New Blade Runner wasn't that great. I agree.
Have you watched the Netflix series Haunting of Hill House? I watched like honestly, I watched like, I know a lot of people say, you gotta watch like 3 episodes to really get into it. I watched the first 15 minutes and I was like, this is stupid. and I
Yeah.
turned it off. But maybe I should get into it. It was just like the
Yeah.
dialogue and shit that I was like, this is sort of weird.
Better
And
Call Saul. That's
yeah.
what it's all
Better
about
Call
right
Saul
now,
is
guys.
really good,
I just started season 5. I'm like 3 episodes in. Fucking fantastic, dude. And also Curb Your Enthusiasm. Just finished season 10. One of the best shows ever, in my opinion. Huge Larry David fan. Huge Seinfeld fan. Yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm, man. That's just... He's saying what everyone is too afraid to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
he's just a funny, witty dude. I love Larry David. I love JB Smoove on that show, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Garlin, great also. Like,
Larry David's so good, dude. Larry
Yeah.
David's like the best.
the
Yeah.
movies, or that show's fantastic. I wish Larry David would do more movies. He did a couple. He did one called Clear History that was pretty good, and it was very Curb-esque. And then he also did one called Whatever Works that was a Woody Allen movie. And that one was seeing Larry still being quirky and funny, but a little more humanized. You
That's
know?
cool.
But
Did you see that?
he's
Like,
great, yeah.
did you see that? Like, I want to say 2012 remake of. Well, it wasn't a remake. It was like a Three Stooges movie.
Oh, the one with Will Sasso.
Yeah.
Everything comes
It
back
was
to
good.
Will Sasso.
Yeah. It was good, and it had Larry David. He played a nun, and it was really funny.
Dude, I never watched it.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
dude.
I know exactly. Like
Everyone like shat on it.
I know
It
who was in
hilarious.
it, but like I never watched
Yeah,
it
it
for
was- it
whatever
was
reason.
funny.
I
It
never
was
watched
funny.
it. Yeah,
That's about Doctor
maybe
Who.
this weekend.
I've never. Okay, honestly, Doctor Who. I think I watched like one episode. It was about like the statues of angels that cry and kill you or something. I don't remember anything about it, but all the people who I've met who are big fans of Doctor Who are incredibly obnoxious.
I never got into Doctor Who, to be honest. Yeah,
Just by that, I'm not gonna watch Doctor Who.
yeah. No offense, I never gave it a chance.
Yeah, I
so
don't know, man.
I can't really,
I'm
really
sorry.
comment on it.
Yeah.
I like Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Hey, there you go.
But,
Uncut Gems is good, but again, I think Good Time was better than Uncut Gems.
I like this comment right here from Tropical Guy Jake.
It's weird.
It's weird. There's a certain quality to 80s and 90s movies, and the only one that's had that feel is Uncut Gems recently.
Yeah.
Okay,
you're
so
right,
I
yeah.
haven't seen Uncut Gems, but I love Sandler. I love Safdie Brothers. I'll have to check it out. But I totally agree, man. 80s and 90s, there was a certain vibe. And I think a big part of it, I've said this to Emmett many times, is that the studios didn't appear to be breathing down their neck as much.
Yeah.
I'm sure they still cared because obviously they were financially invested. They were funding these projects. But it seemed like the filmmakers were able to take a whole lot more chances.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you had movies like Last Starfighter, Karate Kid, The Lost Boys. You know, they were just taking chances, and these movies were tremendous, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now you just don't have that. Everything has to be safe. Everything has to be a guaranteed sure shot, gonna make money. And a lot of times they play it too safe, and it's boring, and it doesn't resonate with the audience. But I think 80s and 90s movies just had a charm. They took chances, and they had incredibly original stories. You know, and you just don't see that now.
You're right. Yeah, that's why I love A24. They take
They're really
writers
good.
and directors that they see promise in and they respect, and they just let them do what they want with their money. That's why A24 is so good. But I still think if you guys haven't seen Good Time with Robert Pattinson by the same directors who did Uncut Gems, please check it out because I think it's a little bit better than Uncut Gems. Not
Yeah.
that Uncut Gems is bad, but Good Time has a little bit more going on, I think.
A little more raw.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I haven't seen Uncut Gems, but it was a very raw movie from what I saw.
Yeah.
Safdie Brothers are really good, man.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about the new Batman too.
New Batman's
looks
gonna be cool.
That's gonna be, you know, 'cause I was not a fan of Batman vs Superman or the new Justice League.
Those are so bad.
I thought those were just weak, man. They were just,
yeah.
they tried,
Yeah.
but personally, I'm just not a Zack Snyder fan. Like Watchmen was great, but aside from that, it's like Batman v Superman. I was just like, what the fuck's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully this one, you know, they'll kind of take it in a different direction. And
What's funny about Watchmen is that like the original comic of Watchmen is so it's got so much going on that it's hard to fuck that up and make it like boring.
yeah,
I feel like there wasn't enough content for Zack Snyder to work with for Batman vs Superman, so it was super boring. But when he did Watchmen, like it was hard to fuck up Watchmen to make it boring. But I'm sure people who are like diehard fans of Watchmen probably don't like the movie.
and also if you
You know what I'm
have like a preconceived idea of how it should be, especially on film.
Right.
Like think about it, there was never a Watchmen movie before that I know of, right?
Right.
So it's like you're going in, it's your first time seeing those characters, and that's like with Batman, it's like we've had so many incarnations of him, and also the Zack Snyder ones were after the Chris Nolan trilogy.
Yeah,
And,
it's
you
hard
know,
to fuck with that.
And it's like,
yeah.
and even then before that, you know, you had the Tim Burton stuff, and it's like we had a lot of preconceived ideas of how it should be on film, and then you see it, and you're kind of like, what the fuck's going on? You know?
Yeah, you're right.
I hear a puppy. Oh, I hear a puppy. Seems like they chilled out on the karaoke over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we have going on here?
I haven't watched Witcher. I honestly, guys, I've never gotten into Witcher in any capacity. I didn't play Wild Hunt, but I played the game that came right before that, and I couldn't get into it. I also had a PC when I was like 12, and I lost interest real quick. I just can't get into Witcher.
I watched a couple episodes. Yeah, same thing. Maybe it's Henry Cavill. I don't know. I want to like him, but
he looks so funny with the white hair.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't. No offense, because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people really liked it, but it just after watching 2 episodes, I just didn't really care to follow through. Maybe I'll go back to it eventually, but personally, it just didn't really do much for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is because everyone likes it. I feel like I want to watch it too, but I don't know. I've never just been like, wow, Witcher.
No, yeah.
So interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch the rest of Ozark. That show, freaking tremendous so far. What else do we have?
Henry Cavill reloads his arms. I know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
He takes his sleeves up and he does that in the Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta
those
say
are
that
good movies. Yeah.
I love Mission Impossible series. That series is so freaking great, man. But
I love it too, Jake. It's so cool. There's like a GIF of it, and I use it for people all the time when they piss me off.
Oh, it's badass. Wasn't that big bathroom fight?
Yeah. That was so sick.
Yeah,
he was a badass.
I gotta say, props to Tom Cruise, man. As an actor, like, say what you will about his personal life, but I think Tom Cruise is a fucking tremendous actor.
He's incredible.
And he knows how to pick good projects. Just look at the Mission Impossible franchise. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite Cruise movies, if you guys listen to the Unfazed podcast, you'll hear me talk about this a lot, but I think Collateral is one of the best movies ever made.
Collateral's very
And if you guys have some free time, which I'm sure you do during this lockdown period, Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx, directed by Michael Mann. In my opinion, one of the best fucking crime dramas ever made. Hands down. Check it out. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
It's tremendous.
Yeah, you turned me on to that one. I watched it with my mom, and it was incredible.
Dude, it's so good.
Great film.
I don't know why that movie doesn't get many accolades, but I thought it was super good.
I don't know. Yeah, Tom Cruise is great. He's fucking insane, but I think that's what makes him good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's willing to do all his own stunts and shit.
Yeah, Collateral, really good. That was one of Mark Ruffalo's early roles where I remember seeing him as Detective Fanning, where it was just like, oh, this dude's got some acting chops.
Yeah.
And what I loved about that was, like, it was all filmed in L.A., and L.A. was almost like a character in the movie, you know? And it was real gritty, and the violence was really unexpected. It's like there'd be some, I don't want to say slow parts, but just parts where the story was building, and then it would just be boom, just, you know, a guy falls on the car, there's a shootout or something, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, that's one of the best movies ever, in my opinion.
Should I try to finish this cigar?
I'll do it if you do it.
All right, what do you guys think? Chat decides. Should we finish our cigars?
I'm almost done here. It's getting down to the end.
Yes. A yes from Tropical Jake. That's a big yes.
I like Tropical Jake. He has good comments.
Tropical Jake is a good man. Tropical Jake has done a lot of like animations for us. The Amazon High trailer.
Oh, really?
That was all him.
Oh,
all
very
him,
cool.
Yeah. And
Tropical Jake, you should put a link to some of your stuff. I'd like to see more of your animation.
Tropical Jake's got some good shit on his YouTube channel. You guys should check out his YouTube channel.
Yeah, that sounds sick, man.
I'm always blown away.
I have a lot of respect for animators.
Max, I think he said maybe he's coming back. I don't know. We'll see.
It's hard to get it when it's down to the nub here.
I know.
There you go. I'll do what I can. It's kind of unraveling a little bit. It's not a real Cuban, Jerry. The Dominicans.
Max is welding. Max really wants to weld. He's like really disgruntled that he can't blacksmith or weld.
Well, he can't right now because everything's kind of on hiatus.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying. Like I said, it's kind of unraveling here. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah, mine is.
Yeah, when they start unraveling, I don't know if you guys smoke cigars at all, but
it's tough. It's
coming
tough
undone at the end there, baby. Weld the crown off. Fuck yeah. Yeah, animating is a tough job. Hats off, man. Yeah, that's really impressive stuff, man.
I could never do that.
Yeah, I've never done any animating in any capacity at all, but I do love like cartooning and sketching and stuff like that. So the thought of taking it to that next level and like actually making cartoons and animations is just like really impressive.
Yeah,
that's really cool, man. Woo. It's a monkey. That's a monkey.
Max welds the Xbox 360 disc tray.
Oh.
If he could fix the 360 by welding it, I would totally go for that.
That'd be cool, man. He's also been gardening too. I don't know if you talked about that at all, but
yeah, he's been gardening.
Got a garden bed. It's actually right behind us. You can't see it right now, but that's impressive. He's a Renaissance man.
He is a Renaissance man.
Oh, that's a good one, man.
Whew, I
Love
need
it.
some more wine with this. Holy shit.
Yeah, polish it
Oh,
off.
God. Yeah.
Dude, I told you you'd like that wine.
It's good shit.
Josh, everybody.
Josh.
Doesn't it taste good? It's like a...
It's super fucking smooth.
Yeah, it's really smooth.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I remember finding that by accident, actually.
What do you mean by accident?
Like I was just trying random
Oh,
wines.
yeah, okay,
yeah,
cool.
and I was just going through a big wine phase, and I was like, oh, so let's try this one, try that one, and I can't remember if someone recommended it to me or if I just pulled it off the shelf and was like, hey, let's give this one a shot. But I remember now it's like one of my favorite wines. Josh?
When will Ben use Discord?
Oh, I don't think I even have Discord anymore. If you want me to, maybe I'll pop on and say what's up.
Everyone would love to hear from you.
Nah. Maybe. Get Discord. Okay, I will. How's the music going, Emmett? Oh, yeah, I just heard one of Emmett's new songs that he's working on right now, and it's soon to be released. But, dude, it was really good.
Thank you.
It was
Okay,
really
so the thing you got, I really appreciate you for asking that. Thank you, Jake. Yeah, Jake heard it too. One thing I've tried incredibly hard to do with every single one of my recordings is not alter anything at all. Like, what you hear is what we made, and I think that's important because I've always hated when you, like, hear an album and then you go watch someone live and it's completely different.
Yeah, when there's too much production.
Yeah, like the recorded song is beautiful and you go watch them live and it's just like trash because they can't actually do it live. I don't know what it is. So every recording you guys have heard has been completely straight, completely organic. But this new song I'm working on is, I mean, it's not like incredibly edited, but I'm going for like a pop sound.
You got layers.
Yeah, so I have there is like auto tune. There's a lot of like editing, but it sounds really beautiful.
It sounds
I'm excited for
good, man.
Thank
It
you,
sounds
yeah.
really good, and I think compared to a lot of stuff you've done, it sounds very unique.
Thank you.
And not in a
Yeah.
bad way. It sounds like you got some pop sensibilities in there, and I could definitely see it getting some airplay, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be incredible. So I'm excited for this one. So when this one is finished, I'm gonna put it on like Spotify and all that jazz as a single, and then I'm gonna release everything I've made prior as like its own sort of collection album. So we will see.
There we go. This is getting down to the nitty gritty here.
The nitty gritty.
Down
Can
to
we
the-
finish our
Down
cigars?
to the titty gritty.
The titty gritty.
I was listening to one of Bill Burr's podcasts, and he always talks about, he's a big cigar guy, and he was talking about how there's some United Nations meeting or something, and Fidel Castro's there smoking, and like they were frowning upon him even being there smoking at all.
Really? That's
And
funny.
then he gets down to the nub, like right to the end, and then he, I guess, took off his glasses and popped it in there and continued to smoke it.
That's
Smoked it
hilarious.
down to the very
It's
end.
so
And I'm
funny.
like, that's fucking amazing.
Thank you, East Crab. That means a lot to me. Police, okay, so I guess this is about coronavirus. Police have been given arbitrary powers to decide on how they want to treat people leaving isolation. They've been following people with drones, going for walks and stuff. Where do you live?
Isn't that in
dude?
Asia? Isn't that in
In
Asia?
UK.
Really? They're doing the drone thing in UK?
Fuck.
Well, fucking A, man. Wally, coming to life. I'm sorry you guys are having to deal with that. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird fucking time for the whole world. Excuse me. I mean, it's like, it's not just like it's just the US or just the UK. It's like the whole freaking world is going through this right now. And I can't think of anything in our history, definitely not in our lifetime, that's ever had this, sorry, kind of global impact, you know?
Yeah, me neither. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
mean,
weird.
9/11 was a big thing, but that was more so in the
Yeah.
U.S. I know it affected everyone, but predominantly in the U.S.,
Yeah.
you know? But it did change air travel. It changed
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Heightened states of security, you know?
Yeah.
But you didn't have this kind of shit where you're worried about, you know, getting this extreme
Yeah.
disease and dying.
We'll be okay though, guys. Just sit tight. Wait for it to blow over.
I mean, the best advice I can give right now is just don't fucking panic. Get the essentials. Don't overbuy if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Because if people keep staying in this heightened state of fear, it's just going to be domino effect, and there's not going to be enough for the next person, and shit's going to keep going down the drain.
Joker, I don't know what entry Shikari is, but you can enlighten me. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. But my thing is just don't panic. You know, make sure you have enough water. Make sure you have enough necessities. But just stay chill. I mean, there's hills and valleys. Like, this will blow over.
Jake says it's a good time to get in shape and learn to cook.
Totally.
It's true.
We
We're,
were
kind of doing that. We went on a
Yeah.
hike. Max is doing his fucking like
Yeah, we went on a hike today.
garden farm
And
thing. Yeah.
I'm going to throw this idea out here. Emmett's sick of me talking about this today.
Oh,
But
you're good. You're good.
I'm going to throw it out to you guys if anyone is interested. I'd like to present it. So I noticed, you know, in our downtime this past 2 weeks, it's like been drinking a lot of alcohol, eating a lot of candy, eating a lot of food, and just being sedentary and being lazy, right? So I thought what would be cool Monday through Friday is to do at least one workout, or if you can, 2 workouts a day. Maybe the time that you'd normally spend in traffic going to work or something like that. And then at the end of the week, let's say if you have 5 workouts under your belt, then you're allowed to go and get drunk or have that cheat meal or whatever. And I think that's a good way to, because we can't go to the gym, can't go do any crazy stuff outside. I mean, you can, but you know what I mean? You can't really do the group activities you were doing before or go to the gym. So I think that would be a great thing. It's like what I want to do, work out in the morning, work out in the night. That's 2 workouts in one day. So when Friday rolls around, that's 10 workouts. Then I've earned my cheat day on Saturday to do whatever I want,
Yeah.
So it might be a good idea, if you guys are trying to get in shape, don't want to look like slobs for summertime.
Yeah.
It's like, why not? We got plenty of fucking time. Buy some weights. Dude, even if you don't have weights, if you're like, oh, I don't have workout gear, that's my excuse. Okay, go on YouTube, look up Jeff Cavalier, Athlean X, ATHLEANX, and he's a celebrity trainer. He trains athletes, he trains actors, Jeff Cavalier. And he has a whole bunch of great at-home workouts that you can do with no equipment. All you need is body workout or body weight exercises, push-ups, sit-ups, go for a run, do that kind of stuff. It's like he has a whole bunch of great material there. And honestly, you do that once a day, 30 minutes. Imagine how you feel by the end of the week,
Yeah, honestly, that whole like lockdown quarantine shit is good incentive to like put yourself on a regimen.
Yeah.
I've jogged like a mile for the last like 5 days in a row, just because there's like more free time. So that's felt really nice. I love running. I get like music and I just run. It's great. But I haven't done a lot of weight stuff. I've been meaning to get the weights on.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bit of a beer belly right now, and but I want to step it up definitely for summertime if we're allowed to go out summertime.
Yeah.
But what I've started to do, obviously, nothing to show right now. But what I've started to do is I got some kettlebells at home. I got some dumbbells. And I also do boxing, and obviously I can't go to the boxing gym. So I wrote down a bunch of boxing workouts and simple workouts that I can do at home. And it's like I wrote a bunch of them on sticky notes. And when I'm working throughout the day, I'll flip to a random one. And if I have some downtime, I'll go and I'll do them. I'll do some stuff with the dumbbells and the kettlebells, or some push-ups, or some squat jumps, stuff like that to kind of break up the monotony and not just be sitting on my ass for 8 hours out of the day,
Yeah.
So that's something you can do. And just check it out, guys. Now's the time, honestly, and you can definitely do stuff at home. Might as well. That looks like me. Is that me? Or is that someone that looks like me?
It does look like you. That
Looks like
that
me.
emote, the guy that's like,
Yeah, maybe it's not me.
I don't know. That's some famous like Twitch guy. I don't know who that is.
Well, we'll say it's me.
Woo! This cigar is getting me, dude. I'm tapping out.
This is a monkey.
I'm tapping out.
This is a monkey.
Let's call it quits. These cigars, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a
Max is who asked it? Forget who it was. Jazra asked, "Is Max growing nerd root? You want to see Max's nerd root?
What is it?
It's a fake plant from.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Check it out, guys.
Here's his nerd root. Max is growing some great nerd root. There it is.
It's Groot's cousin.
Groot's cousin.
Anyway, so what I want to start doing is a little bit more editing. We have a bunch of stuff we've been sitting on for the Unfazed channel, and I might even edit one tonight. I didn't. Tell me what you guys think of this video. Here in Phoenix, Arizona, well, actually we're in Scottsdale right now, but in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, there was a Hard Rock Cafe, and I went in the last day it was opened, and I recorded. I just went in, I asked the manager, I was like, hey, can I record? And
Wait, when did you do this?
This was about a month ago.
Oh,
or
shit.
Maybe a month and a half ago. And I just went in, I was like, hey, can I record? And she's like, why? She was like, she was like confused. And I was like, for posterity. And she like didn't know what that meant. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, it's for memories. I'm like, can I record in here? And she's like, okay, go ahead. And she seemed kind of like weird, And I was like, okay, well, I got permission still. So I went in, and like I said, it was their last day in operation. So I recorded all the memorabilia on the walls. They had like, Aerosmith drumhead, and they had like Kiss guitars and ZZ Top guitars on the wall, and Eric Clapton autographed guitar. They had a bunch of cool shit. They had Roy Orbison's Harley Davidson, like a legit Harley Davidson. And I recorded all this stuff, and I thought, oh, this is cool. And then the next day, went back. They had taken the giant guitar off the wall. Everything was gutted. There were movers taking things out. And I'm like, shit, I'm glad I recorded that. So I'm thinking I'm going to post that on Unfazed Review. And it's going to be places that no longer exist. And I want to start making that kind of a little, just a little segment every now and then if we can find cool places. But yeah, the place doesn't exist anymore. And it was there since like 95, I think. But
wow.
I just
That's cool,
had this idea where I was like, oh shit, they're going to close. I'm going to go in on the last day and record it for
Good for you.
For-
Yeah, that's cool.
for shits and gigs.
You have a good mind for that kind of stuff.
I need to film the food. That's pretty. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. So we'll post that on the other channel, and just gonna try to do stuff like that. I mean, we have a lot of stuff we've been sitting on, just like some old sketch comedy and stuff like that. And yeah, if you guys like it, check it out.
Yeah, we have like volumes that we've recorded but haven't edited or anything.
Yeah, I'm just lazy
So,
with
yeah,
the editing, man.
Me too.
I'm super lazy. I know how. I just don't really like doing it.
Yeah.
So I got to be in the right kind of mindset. So I should really get my shit together. But if we get more viewership, for sure, I'll post more stuff. We got plenty of stuff. And now is honestly the time maybe I could start posting like one a week or something, one video a week.
Yeah.
Why not?
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
something to do. I need a hobby.
What are these links? What did you just link, Baldy?
What's that, Baldy?
Wind sounds like an Oblivion cave here. All right.
Oh, beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. When was the first time you played Oblivion?
Unfazed. The first time I played Oblivion, probably most of you have heard the story, maybe.
Oh, Link is Unfazed.
What?
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.
Cool.
Yeah, Unfazed Review. We've had that channel for a while, but I just, we never had the time really to dedicate to it as much. And obviously, Emmett's got his channel and has his stuff to do, and he has to do his Let's Plays. And me, it's like I'm working during the week, so it's like you get kind of lazy.
Yeah.
But now's the time. And like I said, we got a plethora of stuff to post. So
It's true.
we'll stay tuned to that channel, guys. I'll post some shit.
The first time I played Oblivion, I think it was my friend Will.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
out.
fucking
I'm
done,
out.
dude.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
That's it. My friend Will, who joined the school I was at in 4th grade, but I think it was the next year when I was in 5th grade, when I went over to his house and he was playing Oblivion for the 360, and it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because Oblivion's like this open world game. You can just like you're like a knight and you can just like explore the wilderness. And I'd never experienced anything like that. 'Cause,
How old are you?
I don't know, fifth grade. So that makes me like what 10 or 11 or something.
Something like that.
So yeah, like everything I played before that was like again Street Fighter, like Mario 64, and it was just like such a beautiful thing. The idea of exploring this wilderness and being like this hero and just being out and whatever you want to do, it's just up to you. Because a lot of these beginning, not more rudimentary games, but these earlier games, there's like a set task and you got to do it. But the idea of just being able to explore this beautiful landscape was so incredible to me. I remember the first time I laid eyes on it, you can just like walk through wilderness for like, half an hour and then stumble upon something incredible that you know nothing about, and you like slowly unveil it on your own. Was such a new idea to me that as soon as I like came home from that like sleepover or whatever it was, I was like, Mom, you need to get me a 360 and I need to get Oblivion. I want to play this. And then like for that, like I think it was my birthday or Christmas or something. Then like must have been 5th grade. That like summer after 5th grade that she got it for me, and then that whole summer I just played Oblivion.
Rest is history.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into the video games during this isolation time.
Yeah. And I remember I had a friend, Danny, one of my best buddies. He would I met him in 7th grade, and he would just watch me play it. Like, he didn't even want to play it. He would just, like, watch me exploring shit. I felt so bad, but he was like, no, I just really like watching you, like, exploring the game. Yeah, the game means a lot to me. And I get that, like, people who are slightly older than me, maybe, or just got their hands on Morrowind prior to Oblivion, like, Morrowind is their game, because that was the one that they associate all those early memories with. And I totally get it. Danny is the original Let's Play audience, yeah. He is.
Is he?
Yeah, he would just watch me. Like, we'd
cool.
have, like, sleepovers, and he'd just be like, yo, I just want to watch you play Oblivion.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
one of my, okay, so besides the Legos, another one of my biggest regrets is that literally in, like, 2007 2008, one of those years, 2007 and 2008, we I'm still so bummed about this. We had, like, a prototype for a Let's Play. We played Oblivion. I would play Oblivion, and he would, like, film it with a camcorder.
Oh,
He would, like,
shit.
film our reactions,
Okay.
and he'd play the game. Obviously, we didn't have this cool setup where it was, like, on us and also just capturing the game at the same time. We didn't know how to do that. We're, like, 12 or 13, but...
It was probably before people were even doing that.
Yeah, like, it was essentially what a Let's Play is. It was just really low quality. And I remember, I showed it to our parents or whatever, and they're like, that's like, dumb. Like, we're going to film over that.
Who's
Of
gonna
course,
watch
like,
that?
Who's going to watch that?
Oh,
And
they
they're like,
filmed over it?
it's probably, yeah. And then we're like, yeah, it's probably kind of stupid. Who's going to watch it? And sure enough, like, 10 years later or whatever,
Damn.
everyone's doing Let's Plays.
So that's another one of my like big like fuck. I
Oh,
should have
wow.
just posted that. You know.
Could be worse.
Yeah,
It
could
could
be
be
worse. Could be worse.
That's wild, dude. I love that. I remember my dad had a video camera that was like the little. It had like the mini cassette you put in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and dude, I remember playing with that. It was
Yeah.
so much fun. It
Yeah,
was
it
so
was.
like making
Yeah.
like little videos
Mhm.
and. For a while, I remember getting into stop motion, and I was like playing with stuff,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
would set
yeah.
it up and record it. That was
Yeah.
so much fun, dude.
And yeah, I had the same one where it was like a little cassette and you like pop it in.
Yeah,
And we did a very rudimentary, shitty Oblivion in real life when I was like 13, where, you know, when you like walk up and talk to someone, there's like a list of the things you can ask them. I would like draw all the different things you could ask them on a piece of paper.
wow.
And I had like the camcorder and I had like the sword.
You had the foresight.
Yeah, and then when I walked up to Danny, my friend, I would like pull up the piece of paper with all the options I could ask him. And shit, so we were doing all that shit. We never thought that anyone would appreciate it.
That's pretty.
So
badass.
yeah, it was.
Isn't that funny how it comes in waves?
I
you
know, it's so weird.
And I think
You
people,
never
like,
know what's gonna-
Until the technology allows it, you know, people always had those kind of ideas, but like I would love to see like this kind of stuff of like my dad when he was like my age, you know what I mean? But we don't have
Yeah,
that. We don't
yeah.
have that kind of stuff.
I know,
Or imagine
yeah.
your grandparents. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Can you imagine seeing like this kind of stuff in like 1955? You know,
I know.
and I think that's where the idea for Back to the Future came from.
Yeah. It's the
But-
stuff that you think no one will give a shit about that like everyone ends up giving a shit about. I thought
Yeah.
it was so fucking genius. I remember recording PS2. Yeah, but like back in the day, it was only like a couple of your friends that also played PS2.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, we're just these like dumb kids.
You
who
didn't
like playing
think it was
these
the whole
games.
fucking world.
Yeah,
But it
yeah,
was.
Yeah, it really was.
But just you
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have the connectivity.
Exactly.
So it was like then
yeah.
as time goes on, you're like, oh, I'm not alone.
There wasn't Twitter or YouTube. You couldn't like.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What do you guys miss the most about the 1990s? Aside from, you know, the ability to go outside and all the stuff that we're dealing with right now, what do you miss most about that time? What do you miss most, if you guys were alive at that time, what do you miss most about the 90s?
For me, I mean, I know this is directed at everyone else can answer, but I know for me it was just because of that, because there was not as much connectivity.
Yeah. And we
Things felt more like
Yeah.
open, wide open, and like it felt like there was more out there because it wasn't as like you couldn't grasp it
Yeah,
on your phone. Or
and we
whatever.
could say early
It was out
2000s
there.
too.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that those bleed into each other. I think there's
Yeah.
some lag. So like I think early 2000s count as well, you know, because you still have that trickle, you know, pop
Yeah.
culture and everything, and technology still catching up. So yeah,
Yeah,
but I miss that too. I miss that people weren't so hyper focused on what everyone else was doing.
yeah.
It seems like you could be a little bit more in the moment.
you did your own stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, which was kind of cool, and you didn't even think about it because you didn't know any different.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And we didn't start getting into that mindset until, gosh, I don't know, 2008, 2009, 2010,
You're right.
and then from there it just snowballed and
Yeah.
got kind of out of
And
control.
honestly, what got me into writing was, and I remember in 4th grade, our like homeroom teacher said, like, "Yo, you guys are gonna write your own books, and I'll kind of guide you through it using." It was like part of our English class. It was like this like year-long English project where we were supposed to write like our own novel. And then she said she was gonna like publish them for us, which just meant she was gonna give us like kind of a nice laminated
Nice.
copy of them.
That's cool.
But I remember, like, as soon as I, like, knew that I could just do that, I just loved it.
She opened the door.
Yeah, she opened the door. And I remember I made, like, the first volume of whatever shitty thing I was working on in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And then I made, like, 5 volumes after that. And I just
that's
kept
cool.
writing and kept
That's
writing.
nice. What was the teacher's name? Do you remember?
Mrs. Folta. Yeah.
Ooh.
I remember her name. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
slept with her.
Because I remember everyone was really bummed out because she didn't end up doing that. Like, she didn't end up actually, like, laminating our books or whatever. And everyone was like, oh, you fucking, like, how could you lie?
Yeah.
But I remember just, like, I didn't give a shit. I was just, like, on, like, the 5th volume of
Wow.
whatever shitty
That
series
was
I
the
was writing.
spark, huh?
That was the spark, yeah.
Hey, so you never read anything before that?
Well, I think in 1st grade there was, like, a writing assignment, but I think all I did was I took the Ocarina of Time, that Zelda game for Nintendo 64, and I, like, put that in a book form.
Wow.
So that didn't really count.
There you go.
But,
I remember making little
yeah.
comic books when I was a kid.
good night, Rice Crispin.
Hey, have a good night. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. You made comic books?
I
as a
made
kid?
some comic books. Yeah, I made one called Super Rabbit.
Super Rabbit!
I was like 8
That's
probably,
so cool.
and I remember making it, and he was like, and there's one where he goes to hell.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was a messed up looking.
It's cool.
But I always had that kind of like
Yeah.
crazy imagination.
Did you remember when you wrote like the first tragic thing and you thought we were really like
Yeah,
profound
For
because
sure.
of it? Yeah,
For sure.
I remember that too distinctly. I was like, my first character got killed off, and I was like, yeah,
this is gnarly.
this is deep.
Yeah, you think you're way better than you actually are.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool. I think everyone needs that. You need that ego of like, everything I write is amazing. I'm
Yeah.
special,
Yeah.
And then you get into it, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
But I remember the person who really got me into writing. Actually, two teachers in junior high and then my freshman year of high school. In let's say seventh grade, I would have been like 12, something like that. I had a teacher named Mr. Callahan, Dudley Callahan, and he used to be a screenwriter in Hollywood back in like the 60s, and he wrote for Grizzly Adams. He was one of the screenwriters for Grizzly Adams. You guys have to Google it. But he was one of our teachers,
That's
and
so
he
cool.
made an assignment for us in 7th grade. He said, I want you guys to write a script. And I didn't know anything about it, so he gave us the rundown, and I remember in his class, he had his book of Seinfeld scripts.
That's so cool.
And we got to look through it, and that was my first exposure to screenplays, was looking at Seinfeld scripts.
That's incredible.
And this dude was a badass. He was just the coolest fucking teacher, especially at that age. Like, we all looked up to him, because he would, like, swear in class and stuff. Stuff that would not fly now at all, Like, kids would be bad in class. He'd be like, why are you being a dipshit? He was just, like, this, like, gruff, like, dude. And I remember I was really into King of the Hill at the time when I was in 7th grade, and I wrote a King of the Hill script.
That's great.
And that was my first script, and that was my exposure to that, where I was like, oh, I think I'd like to do this.
Yeah.
And then I had another teacher named Mrs. Clapp, and she was really into the creative writing stuff, and we did a whole bunch of creative writing, and that's when I got in that phase of like, oh, this is dark, this is cool, this is intense, And then from there, I've always loved writing.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys out there are thinking of doing any writing, or if you've ever kicked around the idea, now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time, honestly, because like,
what else are you gonna do?
yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
And then you can also submit stuff to different writing competitions and stuff. Film festivals, even if you're doing screenplays, be careful. There's a lot of scams out there that just want your money. But if they're legit, go for it. Yeah.
Jake says, I had a comic where this ugly character put the toaster in the bathtub, where obviously I guess he wanted to kill himself. He also was, and it killed the toaster and not him.
Wait,
That's hilarious.
The ugly character put the toaster in the bathtub? That's funny, dude.
Baldy wrote a lot of stories, still do. Good for you. Yeah, no, it's very therapeutic.
It's the best.
If nothing else, it really helps just like music too, but like storytelling really gets the emotions out and helps you feel better. Yeah.
One of the best things, kind of piggybacking off what you were saying about thinking that your solo stuff's the best. I was like that, where I was like, oh, no one can ever touch this. It's the best. Yeah. And then the first person I ever collaborated with doing a screenplay was this guy right here, Emmett.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
And
me too, yeah.
we started writing together, and I gotta say, if you guys have anyone that's kind of like-minded as far as comedic sensibilities or just whatever, you guys just jive on stuff, write with someone, write with one of your friends, because one of the best fucking experiences ever is writing stuff with you. And dude, I've never laughed harder. Like, some of the stuff we wrote, not to pat ourselves on the back, but it was funny fucking stuff. Like, it was so fucking funny. Yeah. And like, it's just a good time, man. Yeah. So if you're locked up in quarantine, give it a shot. You guys might like it.
I was still at that age where I was like writing stuff, and I was still playing with action figures. So I remember I would have. Did you ever have like plots with your action figures? And like Legos and shit?
Yeah, I would set stuff up.
I always had that.
I would set stuff up, yeah.
I had that a lot. So I would have like whatever plot was going on with my action figures, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to write this down. This is going to be a good story. And then like the more I would like, that would be like the sort of the melting pot or like the ideas part of my stories. I'd be playing with my action figures and these plots would ensue, and then I'd write it down. That was like 4th grade, 5th grade.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That was good. That was good stuff.
That's awesome.
If you guys got my back.
If you guys like some good music, Brendan Benson is one of my favorite musicians of all time. Check out Brendan Benson Music on Instagram. He's been doing something really cool during this time of isolation, where he does a live stream every day, and he's been playing acoustic songs. And he's doing stuff from his new album, old stuff from the Raconteurs, his other band with Jack White. And I would highly recommend checking that out, because it's really, really cool. And I just love seeing musicians and different people who I admire doing stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah. Brendan Benson's great. We saw him live a couple times, I think, right?
I've seen Brendan. You think of Ben Queller? We saw Ben Queller.
Oh, we saw Ben Queller.
But I saw Brendan once solo, and then I saw the Raconteurs last year in San Diego.
Nice.
Fucking awesome. You guys like the
yeah.
Raconteurs? If you don't know them, check them out. Fucking amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, good band.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot lately about how with the accessibility of the internet, it kind of goes two ways. There's like the dumb people that will they take off, but at the same time, people who are genuinely talented also take off. So it's like two sides of the same coin, which is an Oblivion quest. Yeah, that's cool. It's very, I don't know. It's tough to gauge how that stuff's gonna go. Here we go.
I see you there. I see you. Ooh.
All right, I'm gonna shout out Tutius Sextius.
Emmett's gonna be driving tonight.
My good friend Tutius Sextius. I appreciate you watching this stream.
Good call. Yeah.
I mean, your glass is empty. Thanks. Yeah. Ben's got me.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I agree. Like
Yeah.
the good stuff always rises to the top. I mean, nowadays, especially with all the fucking platforms, it's like you have a lot of talentless people making, especially a lot of girls that are just kind of shaking their ass.
I was just trying to show Ben and Max
Which is fine, but, you know.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my god, TikTok is like, TikTok really makes me want to die. Like when you just scroll through TikTok and you just like, you check out all the stuff that's like rising to the top. It really just like, yeah, I don't know what else to say. It disheartens me. It makes me depressed.
Yeah. It makes me lose a lot of faith in
Yeah,
the masses, you know?
yeah.
It's like you get an audience like this where it's like people are having fun, people are having a good time, and they're looking for stuff they can relate to. But then there's a lot of stuff out there that's just fucking just girl in bathroom, and it's not even porn. It's just fucking just stupid shit with dumb music, like the stuff you were showing me, where it's just like, what am I looking at? Like, what's going on? Or it's just like really basic entry level shit. You know?
I know, yeah.
Where it's like, what the fuck? Like why? Like
half the time, there's not even a joke. It's just like an excuse for like girls who think they're cute to like have a lot of people look at them for being cute.
And it's like we got a lot of that.
Yeah,
we got a lot of that.
of
Definitely,
that.
there's oversaturation.
A lot of ghetto humor.
A lot of ghetto humor.
Ghetto humor that's just like not humor at all. It's just like, yeah, again, this is very entry level, basic, face value.
Yeah, definitely.
Bullshit.
I mean, there's some stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some people that are clever and there's some funny stuff. But I would say, oh man, I would say well over half of it is just trash. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always gonna be good stuff, good and bad. It's just more oversaturated now.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I miss about the '90s. What's the one thing you miss about the '90s?
One thing that I miss about the night.
I was trying to read here, reading it backwards.
That's one thing.
I saw Gordon Ramsay do a TikTok and had to double take reality. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny when all the celebrities go
not
TikTok,
being so
but
saturated. Gotcha. No TikTok. Got it.
no TikTok.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy, man. Because like celebrities, like I kind of almost want to say that Nirvana was the last like big, real band because they got famous on their own merit, and there were so few channels for people to become famous on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like after that, it's like internet really came in. Things got kind of spread out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. I can't think of a band that's had any longevity besides them since then.
I mean, you could say Foo Fighters. I'll give you Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
And there's a few bands like that, Pearl Jam, but even then they came up on that fame of, you know, the early 90s.
Everything's like, here's a song, no, it's over. Here's another song, no, it's over.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff now is like really manufactured. Like, no offense if you guys like her, but I'm not a fan at all. Billie Eilish. I think that's
fucking horrible.
Yeah, fucking
She's horrible.
It's like I said, it sounds like she's huffing paint.
Yeah.
Bad girl. But it's like,
Yeah.
But my thing is, it's like she's manufactured. You know, it's like there's a lot of people like that are just they're created. It's like there's no way she's.
Yeah.
It's not like she was doing the club circuit and working her way up when she was 13. Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, it's like someone chose her and they're like, okay, we're gonna make you the next it girl. Kind of like how Lorde was a few years ago. Lordy Lord. You know, it's like
Lordy Lord.
it's like these people are manufactured, and it's like I know it's popular to hate on them, but there's a reason for it. And you look at people like I was talking about Brendan Benson, who's been making music since the mid '90s, and the guy's finally getting to a place where it's like, oh, he's a rock star, you know?
Yeah.
And he's finally getting the attention he deserves and the awards that he deserves. But there's a lot of people that don't get the recognition they deserve because you have these manufactured celebrities that are getting shoved down our throat.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I fucking hate that shit.
Thank you, Baldy, for banning that dude. I appreciate you.
Good times.
Yeah, I don't want to get into some shit, but you know.
Yeah, things happen.
I know. It was just me being dumb. I bought into that, but yeah, no. As a musician, I will say, Billie Eilish is the first person who. It's weird because the advent of like icons, like any pop star, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, whatever. It's kind of a new idea. it's where this person is almost more important than the music itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's the first person who's very unapologetic about that. Like,
Yeah.
it's clearly all about her. Her music is really give or take. It's just some shit. I could write that shit in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
What makes me pissed
It's
about it
just
too is
about
like
her.
she's doing the new James Bond theme song. I'm like,
Oh, she really?
fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck, really?
And again,
Really?
so this being said, I liked Adele a lot. Like early Adele is really good.
That was talented.
Lady Gaga's like a great singer. I don't
Yeah.
like the stuff she sings, but she's an incredible singer.
Lady Gaga's talented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like.
sure.
I don't know. There's a lot of pop singers I like. I like a lot of Taylor Swift. I like a lot of not Rihanna. Who's some of the other ones?
Rihanna's got a great voice.
Rihanna's got a great
She's got
voice.
a great
There are a lot of
voice.
people with great voices, and then there's their producers, their writers.
Yeah.
Write them a lot of shit. But yeah, Billie Eilish is the first one I've seen who's just unapologetically like, this is about me. I'm gonna like put some tarantulas in my mouth. The song is
Yeah.
like second to just putting my face
And what's
out
so
there.
funny is everything's
It's
so
just
fucking
awful.
contrived
Yeah.
with her. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear baggy clothes because I don't want anyone to objectify me. And then just the other day, there's a video of her on her tour taking her shirt off, and showing a bikini underneath, and it's like, oh, only on my terms, And it's like, fuck off. Like, what
Oh,
PR
my
what
terms.
PR person told
It's
you
so
to do
funny.
that?
It's
And it's
so
just.
funny, dude.
It just
Yeah.
frustrates me because the biggest part of it is, people are like, oh, you're a hater. Okay, maybe I'm a hater. But the thing is, there's so many other more talented people who don't get any recognition at all, especially in the
Yeah.
music community.
You're right, yeah.
And it's like you get these guys that are just slaving away playing bars and like not making it, and they're making tremendous music. And then you get someone like this who comes out of nowhere and they just get shoved into the spotlight.
Yeah.
And it seems like for no good reason at all. And I think that's stupid.
I don't know the intricacies of what's happened, but it seems like a lot of it is connected to big corporations that have nothing to do with music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
know. You always see them connected to like perfumes and shit. I don't know. It seems like this weird network of like,
Yeah, it's all marketing.
we're gonna
man.
sell something.
It-
Yeah,
it seems like
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
all about
yeah.
making money and there's no good product.
Yeah. Lana Del Rey, I don't like. I gotta say,
Not a big fan.
she's pretty bad.
No offense. I know a lot of people like her.
Yeah.
No offense.
Did you see her live show on Saturday Night Live? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, not a fan, man.
Yeah.
But if you guys want some good music, the Raconteurs, the Fratellis, Brendan Benson, all the new stuff Liam and Noel Gallagher
Yeah.
have been putting out from Oasis. Love those guys solo. There's a lot of good music out there,
Yeah.
man. There's a lot of good music.
Like I could throw a stone at the university I'm going to right now for music, and I could find a better musician than like the most popular musician right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's so like backwards. How this shit works.
There's great stuff out there,
Yeah.
man. But like, you just got to do a little digging and like, find people you like on Spotify. Maybe you can find related artists through them or on YouTube. There's so much good stuff out there. You just got to do a little digging
Yeah.
because the top 40 stuff is always going to be cramming down these like manufactured fake people.
Has it always been like that though? No, I mean for most of the time in the old days,
There seemed to be a little bit of quality back then.
Yeah, there was.
I think there's always been corruption and the greed and artists getting fucked over and stuff. And like arguably you could say the Monkees were a manufactured band, but they were manufactured for a TV show, to kind of piggyback off the success of the Beatles. They wanted like an American Beatles, so they made the Monkees TV show. And then those dudes were talented enough. Eventually they went on to make their own albums, playing their own instruments. Those guys were truly talented.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a difference. And then arguably you could say in the 80s, people like Madonna and stuff like that. But even then, she's still talented, So even though she was kind of put in a shiny casing and sold as a sex symbol, she was still making catchy music. And I think as time has gone on, it's just gotten worse. And you have more of the packaging and less of the substance.
Yeah. Well, Reich 125 has got a point. It hasn't always been like that. I mean, you can make a case for that. There's people like Bach, who was kind of relatively unknown until way after he died. When I think it was Mendelssohn who looked at his passions that he wrote, and he was like, "This guy's fucking good." And then he started playing his music live, and then people were like, "Wow, Bach's really good."
Bach's a
So
badass.
there were a lot of people, and then even outside of music, it was like a cut off his ear and painted the Starry Night and shit like that.
Oh,
Who was that?
Van Gogh?
Van Gogh, yeah.
Van Gogh.
There's people like that who they go unnoticed until like years after they're dead, and people,
Yeah.
and then experts are finally like, "Wow, this guy really had something to say."
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe, yeah. It's always been like that to an extent, but I think at this point, like academia and then just like pop are in completely separate worlds.
Yeah.
Like academia it's in its own little corner. It's like this is good, but no one really gives a shit. Like it's so sad being in school for music right now because you know it's in its own little corner and no one's really listening to the shit. And then on the completely opposite end, there's like Billie Eilish and people like that. So it's even more disjunct now. It's even more separated.
I like Young TP's comment over here. It says internet has knocked down the barriers of entry. I would argue that the music industry is a more open field now more than ever, for sure.
Yeah,
I think definitely I'll agree with you there because back in the day, like even like let's say 25 years ago, even 20 years ago, people couldn't put their stuff out there to the masses. It's like they would have to submit cassettes to record labels. They'd have to play a lot of live shows. You didn't have the internet. You didn't have the option to post something on YouTube or SoundCloud or whatever and get an audience that way. So you're right. You're right for sure. Now that there's more accessibility and people have a whole lot more opportunities. But that being said, there's a whole shit ton more competition. So you got to really kind of get lucky when you're looking for that sound. You know what I mean? When you're looking for someone great.
Yeah, I think when we originally opened up this point, it was kind of what we were saying. Like, there's just as much shit, and there's just as much good stuff out there. You just gotta sift through it and figure out like.
Yeah, there's way more competition.
Yeah.
There's way more. There's that word again, saturation, but it's true. You know.
You got to be active in your process of deciding what stuff is good and what stuff is bad.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is now, like you said, like the floodgates are opened, which is a good thing for a lot of artists. But there's a chance that really good stuff could go unheard because it gets lost in the noise and lost in the shuffle. You know.
Yeah.
People have more time to do creative shit like music. The scene will change. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Always got to stay optimistic. You know.
Yeah.
Want to call it?
Cool. What? You want to call it a night?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Yeah.
What do you guys think? This whole bottle is like done. It's been done for a while.
How long have we been doing this?
We've been doing this for a minute.
Hour and a half.
What time was it? 9:41. Wow.
I don't know how long it's been.
I don't know. We've been doing this for a little bit. The voice
stream has been on for 2 hours. Wow.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, thanks for all the engaging comments, guys. It was fun. It was a good time. If you guys like this stuff, definitely follow our other channel, Unfazed Review. Baldy posted a whole bunch of links. And also, if you guys want to follow the Unfazed Review Instagram, feel free. I post a lot of pop culture shit on there.
Thank you, Baldy. All right, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Hashtag social distancing.
Later, guys.
Hashtag whatever.
Be safe.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Take it easy.
Hasta la vista.